Oh, the banner's dope.
Yeah, we on the air. Why you? We are on the air. At least I think. At least I think we're on the air. We are. Yeah, we live. We live. We live. Shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to everybody in the building. Appreciate each and every one of y'all for coming on in. Real quick, hood service. We just. Do you hear any weird background?
No.
Everything good on your end? Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I was hearing like some weird hissing, but if I'm the only one hearing it, whatever, we'll deal with it. We'll work with it. All right, let's go. Let's go. We about to go ahead and get the thing started. The title of the topic, yeah, see what it is. Can black women really date up? We're going to be delving into that. Got a lot of interesting things on the table. So come on in, hit the like button. Whether you're catching it live or you're catching it after it's uploaded, make sure you hit the like button. And with that being said, let's get ready to go. Let's get it.
Peace, folks. This is X from TPOT Media. Open your mind and wake your black ass up. You know what time it is. Hit that damn like button as you make your way in the door. Grab a seat, settle in, get ready. It's the Grown Man Hour with your host, my man, Bernard Riley.
What is up? What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Y'all know we do this. Excuse me. No, we do this every Saturday. What's going on? Shout out to the early bird squad. Those that make it in bright enough before we even get things started. Shout out to RM, and as she always says, on the way in the building. Hit that goddamn like. Okay, she didn't say hit that goddamn like button. That's what Brother Xavier said, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Mike and Vince Perkins in the building answering the title topic. He just said, nah. K Dot, we're going to explore that. We're going to dig deep into that. K Dot in the building says when black women date out. We weren't necessarily talking about dating out, but I guess that's on the periphery. That's I guess we can't talk about black women dating up without them dating out. I guess I don't know, but that wasn't exactly where it was going. But we it may go there. We'll get into that. It says when black women date out, they date down. They date down. I reject the premise on the concept of dating down, but I'll play ball, whatever. But David O'Leary King II says, "Are you low key dissing us Wegrows?" I don't know what Wegrows are. I don't know.
White Negroes.
Oh, that's what that is. So the
Yeah,
white
think Wigger. Think Wigger.
Okay, all right. So that's a white person who Okay, I mean I know what a wigger is, but okay, a Wegro. Okay, so a Wegro is a white person. Just make that clear. A white person
Yeah,
with Negro
definitely.
tendencies. A white person with
Yeah,
Negro tendencies.
I
Okay,
don't know how the definition really plays out. I just know it's a description of a white person.
gotcha. All right, Treese O'Neal in the building says, "What's good, Bernard? What's up? What's good with you?" And yeah, we build it while we fly it over here. Shout out to Queen Q in the building. What's going on, Queen Q? Ain't seen you in a minute. Ain't seen you in a minute. Shout out to Queen Q. Welcome back. Who else we got in here? All right, I think this is it. Yeah, what the fuck is a WeGrow? I'm with you. I didn't know either. But we are in here. We are in the building. Glad everybody could join us. So we're gonna go to Hood Servative, who I blame for all the horrible topics we cover on Saturday. and most of the good ones. I give him credit when it's due for the good and the bad. But
You don't know if you want to disavow this one yet?
I'm 50-50 on this one. We're gonna see where it goes. But no, we'll see where it goes. But go ahead and set it up. What's the genesis of this?
All right. Well, again, happy Saturday. Thanks for having me back for another round. And a lot of weird conversations have been happening around the manosphere lately about dating, not dating out per se, but about white women coming in. And I just found that whole thing to be interesting, how there was like a little civil war over this white woman. And it was basically like, in defense of the sisterhood too, low key, which is also weird for the manosphere to do. And
Wait,
I
hold
was
on.
just
Was it the manosphere that was criticizing her in defense of the sisterhood, or was it the detractors of the manosphere
it was the
criticizing?
detractors mostly, but
Yeah.
there's a couple guys in and around the manosphere who always side with the other side from time to time, whatever.
Yeah. I consider those the guys that hover around and try to get in and throw shots at it when they can, but they not really in it. I mean, we'll put it like this. It's a weird thing going on in this space where sometimes it's more popular to shit on the space than to, um I ain't even about to go there. So sometimes
Well,
it's hard
no,
to say who's in and who's out. So I understand why you're saying people in it or we're talking shit in that way. So, but
well,
go
let
ahead.
me clarify my thinking, because it's not just Pearly. Pearly is the most obvious sort of like lightning rod, right? But
Mm-hmm.
it's also like this little civil war with and it's not really a manosphere thing. It's kind of like with within the manosphere, though, there are like some guys who are relatively pro-black, and they lean in the "I want to
Mm-hmm.
save black love" direction, and so that's another shake-up thing too. And so I'm kind of watching these arguments play out, and while these arguments are playing out, these little videos kept popping up in my feed, and it's like we need to kind of reset the conversation back to the basics of things, like
Mm-hmm.
the interlopers and what the chicks are doing and the little squabbles women have, and that's like not important. And I saw these videos. Like I got a video from Kevin Samuels we want to pull up. The first video actually in the email chain that I sent you is something I think we should start out with, just to have some fun with it, because this video is a little old, but like I think it makes an interesting point, and it's cringy on a certain level too. Don't get me wrong. Part of it I don't care for, but I get the joke.
Oh no, there's a lot of stuff that's cringy, but if it's cringy if it's made out of good, clean humor with a splash of truth in it, then I can deal with all the cringiness. So I'm 100% good with that video. It's funny as hell. So yeah, let's go ahead and start. Let's go ahead and start out right there with that one. Yeah, good call on starting it out there. So I'll get that ready to go in a second. Where we at? And my bad for not having that already game set match ready to go. But we about to get into it. We about to get into this one. And I'm shocked this is an older video because it seems
Really.
damn it, it seems very timely, and I'm gonna get a little copyright claim doing it, but it's worth the copyright claim because it's like some sad music in the background of it. It's actually an Adele song, but anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and take the copyright claim, not a strike, just a
Damn, I
little
didn't even
claim.
notice that. Damn, good point. My bad.
Oh no, it's all good. It's all good. No, copyright claims don't matter. They really don't. That's just basically saying that you're not going to get any Google AdSense on a video that
Right.
was already limited in the ads anyway, because I'd already cussed a bunch of times already. So
Gotcha.
that's why I don't care about the copyright claims that much. But anyway, let's go ahead and roll this thing. I ain't even going to do no more setup for it. Let's just roll. If you haven't seen this video, get ready to laugh. But then we'll roll this. We'll get into it, and I'll get those graphics off the screen. so they don't get in the way of the video. If you can beat me to the punch on moving that, go. Oh nope, I beat you. Talking to the administrator that works in the back that clicks on stuff for me. But all right, all right, let's go.
I could offer you a warm embrace to make you.
Hold on, I think I started at the wrong spot.
I could offer you a warm embrace to make you feel my love. You ain't a real man anyway. When the evening shadows and the stars appear, and there is no one there to dry your tears, I could hold you for a million years to make you feel my love.
Hi, I'm a random white woman. Did you know that every year over 80,000 innocent black men are neglected, abused, battered, and even malnutritioned by undeserving women? Yes, that's right, even light-skinned black men. Cruelty does not discriminate. But together, we can make a difference.
I go crawling down the avenue.
Hey, hold on, I just gotta pause. The acting was so good right here. It's like he looked like somebody who hadn't smiled in so long. It was like hurting him to do it. It's like he had to fight that smile out. It's like just watch it.
I wonder if that's how dudes be when they get off the plane in Brazil for the first time, and the smile just melts. I mean, and the frown melts away. It's like they couldn't frown if they wanted to anymore.
No, but he had to fight that smile. Just struggled his way out. It was hard. It's like what is this? I'm smiling. I feel happy. It's like he just like.
I go crawling down the avenue. No, there's nothing.
Join us at the White Women's Society for the Prevention of Cruelty Against Black Men, the WWSPCABM, and help us rescue hundreds of defenseless black men every day.
Why she got a box of Fruity Pebbles though? I don't I don't get the Fruity Pebbles.
Kind of want to get some Fruity Pebbles now, honestly. All of a sudden, I want some Fruity Pebbles.
These men don't need much. Just need a soft place to rest their heads. Some minutes for their cell phone plan. Some
Oh,
and a pack of Newports every now and then.
no, backwards, baby.
Oh, that's right. Join us and donate today. With your contributions, white women, remember to report cruelty if you see it. Thanks to you, these black men can have a second chance at happiness.
Oh man.
Yo, I want a white girl to feed me Fruity Pebbles just like that, bro. I will not stop. I will not rest until that day.
Man, that was classic, man. How old is that? Like, I gotta do some investigation. I gotta find out how long has this classic piece of work been just sitting around on the internet without me knowing about it.
Right. All this time, all this Manosphere shit going on, and I haven't seen that. It's years old by now, too. I haven't seen it until just the other day.
Man, that was funny. See, Aaron B saying hella cringe. Now it's only cringy when people do stuff like, I mean, if it's an honest attempt at humor and it was actually funny and well done and well put together, I don't. It's not cringy to me. It's not cringy.
I will say this: it was a little cringy in the sense that if you really look at what they're doing here, it's like they did turn us into puppies, bro. Like we were abused puppies, and it's funny still. Even that's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, listen, I'm lovable and huggy. Like, hug me, bitch. God damn it, I'm lovable. So even that, yeah, man, don't stop abusing us. We're like abused puppies over here. What's wrong with who abuses puppies? Black women.
Yeah, no, so yeah, I mean, I get it from that perspective, but I understand that it was humorous, but yeah, no, it was and with all humor, there is a there. Um, so let's go ahead and deal with that. Let's go ahead and deal with the there that's there. Um, yeah, so we do be talking about the the stats on violence in relationships and all of that, and yeah, there are some black men, if not dealing with a physically abusive chick, it's all kind of other shit. It's all kind of other shit that sometimes when black men, and like we don't even realize it, we be talking about the bullshit we go through, and if some of the shit, if you just flip it around, and the conversation was happening between females talking about men, it would be we would properly identify it as like y'all are this got sound like a goddamn battered wife shelter over in here at the barber shop. Like, like if you listen to some of those conversations that be being had. So there is a there, but the funny part that jump out to me is what did the chick say? I'm just a regular ass white woman. And it's like
That was Pearly. That was Pearl. That's what was ironic to me, the timing of the whole thing, like in the midst of all this Pearl Civil War shit. This video just made its way into my feed, and I'm like, holy shit, how did we get here? A regular white woman to the rescue.
yeah, and she is a regular ass white woman. Like through the midst of all of this, how we be talking about hot women blowing up using manosphere talking points, making manosphere type content, but they're doing it while being attractive. I've never heard anybody say she was attractive, ever. Talking about Pearly, so like yeah, so she is a regular as from when I was talk, yeah, right there, regular as fuck, regular as they come. So,
Goddamn farm country white girl.
Yeah. I never heard I haven't heard a single person say that they found her really attractive. But yeah, that shit was funny as hell. I'll definitely give it that. Yeah, she's a plain Jane. And is that where it's at? Brothers like, hey, regular degular plain Jane white girls, it gonna give me better treatment than the sisters. Is that's what they own? That's where it's at.
I mean, average at best white women apparently are manageable. You can work with them. You can have conversations. They negotiate in good faith, apparently.
Yeah, apparently. But all right, yeah, hit the like button. Shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out. Didn't Sexy Red go up on what's the name? Go up on the Obsidian channel and try to hold Miss Pearly things accountable for what she did.
Yeah.
Wasn't that interesting? How like it's like they all of a sudden cared about black men. That was
Bro, the only time black women fight for black men is when a white woman enters the ring. That's why I'm like, come white women, enter the game. Make these bitches love us again. All of a sudden, y'all care about us. Like, oh, she attacked the brother. Oh, now you give a fuck about a brother being down bad. Okay, more white women, please.
I was finding that fascinating. Like they was all of a sudden holding the line. I was like, okay, I see y'all. A little late to the party, but I see you. That shit was funny. That shit was funny as hell. But all right. What? Oh man, this shit is too funny. Let's talk about that. See, I ain't even planning on talking about that, but let's go ahead and the Pearly thing. I said it's a non-issue. I said the manosphere didn't make her. especially the black manosphere didn't make her. That's what it said in a little graphic I had. She had a few 100,000 subs before I ever even heard about her. Minimal research. She went on Fresh and Fit, just like the Femme Sapien chick. They got in the you get in the Fresh and Fit algorithm. You're pretty much you're pretty much a made man after that if you get good in that Fresh and Fit algorithm and start putting out good content. They got a diverse audience of black, white, and all kind of races of men and women get in their algorithm and start putting out good content. They're going to blow up. I have no idea how all of a sudden we became responsible for Pearly Things and her success, and we made her that successful, and we trumped her up and elevated her and pushed her to the mountaintop and worship and revere and elevated. And why didn't we do that for the black women? And like, what's your general thoughts on that bullshit straw man argument from hell? What's your general thoughts on that?
I mean, one, I think it's a lot of hating going on because from what I could tell, she kind of like paid her dues in a way. Like she actually sat at the feet of the master, so to speak. Like she paid to get advice from this guy and that guy, learned the game on her own, in her own time, on her own dime. And then she became successful. She like carved the path for herself. So I can respect it. I don't have to like that, she wants to deal in the black sphere a little bit, whatever. I'm fine with that.
I don't
However,
even
I
see her
see
doing that. I don't.
in India.
Only thing black that takes place is like when I because after all this junk went on, I was like, let me really go look at her shit and see if she really dealing with black issues and black shit with black people. No, she's talking about general relationship shit, and the only thing black is the people that she bring in is some black people with some weird accents that don't relate to us. We don't relate to them, don't identify with them, whatever shit they talking about the social dynamics and relationship, familial dynamics between people over out in the UK somewhere. They don't got shit to do with our shit. So they having a conversation about they shit over there, and they shit is probably more reflective of white people shit over in UK with their funny accents and all of that stuff. So I hear a bunch of funny accent people talking about relationship stuff when I look at her show. I don't hear.
Right.
She didn't come into a black space and take it over. She built a pretty damn good platform and invited some black people in. I mean, invited some black people from the UK with funny accents in to sit on their couches and talk about it with her. That's the most that she did. I don't see her coming into a black space and trying to take it over. She carved out her own little corner over there.
And to the degree that she wound up in black spaces, she was invited.
Yeah, once she blew up and got big separately on her own, I think Lapeef invited her over to do a show, and that was pretty much it. As far as I could see, that as far as anybody remotely connected to this sector or sphere of YouTube inviting her in, that's the most I could say. But that wasn't an anointing. That wasn't a come on, Queen Goddess, give us your words of wisdom. That was okay, we just fired a bunch of chicks. We need to have a different show with some different chicks. Let's reach out to this big successful YouTuber that got 500,000 subs. Like, if you got to get $500,000 subs to get invited in, you didn't get anointed and lifted up. You made it big, and it was like, okay, let us come leech off of you since you done got big. I mean, that's how I saw the game.
I think they knew what they were doing over on Lapeef, man. They had a white-ish woman on there a while back, a girl named Amira, and she's like Arab or something like that. But they kind of were. There was obvious tension and weirdness on the panel with the women just having her there. So they knew just the mere presence of a white woman on the panel, especially a white girl who was like not really trying to toe the line and kiss black women's ass or anything like that. She stands on her own 2 feet, right? So having her in that, they knew they were going to, spice things up, and the algorithm and the audience did what it was going to do after that.
Yeah, no doubt. But yeah, that was fake controversy.
Right.
That was fake controversy. I see some people mentioning when she was on Obsidian. I didn't watch that whole thing. I can't account for everything that went on over there, but that was clearly post hoc. That was after the fact. That was after the controversy. So it's not like so it's not like that was part of the anointing, elevating ceremony, the coronation of, no, she built her own shit over there. And then people tried to throw that on black men, like black men elevated some white woman up to God status, even though we didn't know who the fuck she was until she had a couple 100,000 subs. But anyway, and hell, she got a goddamn staff. She put out, apart from what I hear, 18 to 20 videos a day. Like that, I mean, that's
She put niggas on, bro. Like not only does she want to, sleep with black men, she wants a black boyfriend, apparently. She also trying to give niggas jobs. Like that is a Negro hiring and love center right there. She love niggas. She want to give niggas jobs. What can you be mad at?
Yeah. And I still to this day haven't heard her go in on like the black conversation. Like, I haven't heard that. That was made up. That was fake news too. Haven't really heard that. She does sort of like Lapeef in that it's other people that do shows on her show. That's how they get out 18 videos a day. And some of those people who are black be, talking about more black shit, as far as I know. But go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just thinking, when she was like asked, I think it was on Obsidian's channel, when she was asked directly about, black issues or whatever, she declined to engage. And I think that was a smart tactician move. Like, I have no comment on black issues. She just wants her one black boyfriend.
Yeah. But yeah, so I thought it was, again, fake controversy. I can't vouch for everything she say or do over there because I don't watch her shit. I just started watching it when this controversy happened, like a lot of people in this space. Hood Conservative just dropped, so I don't know what's going on with that, but I'll read super chats and whatnot until he get back. Marlon B in the building with the $5 cash app. Do appreciate that. And I think Perry sent a cash app yesterday that I didn't acknowledge. Perry sent the cash app yesterday that I didn't acknowledge. Ooh, if you can come back and your avatar is not showing. Your avatar is not showing. I do want that to show. At least on the, let me see. I'll see how it's looking on the YouTube end. But I do bare minimum want your avatar to show. So let's see if we can get that fixed. I want to see how it look on my end on StreamYard. Yeah, I'm just seeing the white dot. So if you could drop down and figure that out while I read these super chats. Shout out to John 81101 in the building. Says checking in so I don't get jumped in the chat. You only get jumped in the chat if you say something stupid. You will get hood stumped and curb stumped in the chat. You say something stupid. Celine in the building says protect white women. I don't approve that message. I don't. I think women who are worthy of protection who deserve protection and worthy of protection shall get protected. And I don't draw a color line on that. So I don't approve that message, but very funny. Very funny. Shout out to Celine. Charles Merchant says, the sisterhood says, I know that I follow you to the ends of the earth as an adversary. How dare you agree with this white woman? I may bring you torment, but I'm with you. Yeah. Yeah. God damn it. We in this together. But look like you're back.
Yeah, I don't know. My audio glitched out for a second. I had to reset. But yeah, I'm ready to go.
It says, so what you're starting to see is more black men who align with being men first, black second, aligning themselves with women like Pearl, white supremacy, and other negative ideologies. And what you're starting to see is more black men who align with black men. We're starting to see is more black men who align with being men first, black second, aligning themselves with women like Pura. I think that's supposed to be a comma, white supremacy, and other negative ideologies. Don't know what you mean by white supremacy.
Her daddy gonna get you. Pearl's daddy gonna get you.
yeah. I don't. Welcome back, but I don't know what you own on that one, Queen Q. I don't know what you own on that one, but
No, and this is typical. This is typical. You see this, like, obviously, this is just an individual woman trying to play the game, right? But this is what politics does, right? Every time, black people, especially black men, get, off the beaten path, it's like, hey, there's white supremacy down there. Don't go too far. Don't
Yeah.
you stray on yonder there. White supremacy gonna get you, boy. Gonna string you up.
Yeah. That's the thing. But all right. Let's move it along. All right. What else do we have on the docket here? Let's see.
Well, I guess we could open up the conversation with the next tweet I sent you in that link. The next link I sent you in that chain was a tweet from Sharice Lane, and that was the whole black woman explaining why it's impossible essentially for black women to date up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm pulling that up right now. This chick, you named her. I don't be knowing these chicks by name. You named her name. Is she like somebody?
No, it's her Twitter page. It's a simple name to read. So I'm looking at it right now. Her name's Sharice Lane, and she does have like a YouTube channel. She's semi out there.
Okay. All right. Let's get into it.
Oh, you got the link up?
Oh, my bad. I couldn't. I was playing it. It's not up. It's not pulled up.
You didn't share it. Okay.
No, I shared it. I got it set up to where it stays in the back until I pull it up.
Oh.
But because I'm used to it I'm used to it automatically popping up. I just pushed play and started watching it. So yeah, there it is. So anyway, let's I'll back it up.
Okay. And most of our sisters married.
So while I was watching this video, I kept waiting to get to the part when he was going to tell why it was that women of other races can date up and black women have to date down.
Wait, hold on real quick. See, I like to pick these apart too quick, line by line. I like to stop the video too much when I do these. But when Homeboy said most of our women marry down, I haven't seen any actual data on that one. Haven't seen any actual data on that one. Nobody has produced that data showing that black women, the majority of them, when they get married, they marry a man that makes less money than them. Until I see data on that, that's fake news. Because all the data shows that even married black men the black men who make the most money tend to be the married black men. So nobody has substantiated that claim. Not a single person.
So while I was watching this video, I kept waiting to get to the part when he was going to tell why it was that women of other races can date up and black women have to date down. But I remember they're very disingenuous with this conversation, and they never going to be honest about why that is, right? They never just going to tell the truth, which is those women have better options to choose from. Their men are more productive. They have a better caliber of men to choose from. They men actually want to be providers. They have the luxury of being hypergamous. Meanwhile, black women, we don't. Right? If we get married, it's almost a guarantee that we're going to carry that marriage on our back, right? We are going to be the breadwinner in that household.
Again, I've seen zero evidence that that's the case, that married black women are at a higher percentage rate than the men that they're married to, the breadwinner in the household. There's data that talks about a high percentage of households are led by women, or women are the breadwinners, or whatever the hell. But when you look at how they're defining household, they're not necessarily, you got to look at how they define it sometimes, because sometimes a householder is just basically if it's just a family, and sometimes they're defining the family as if it's just an adult and some children. So of course you're the householder if you're a single mother at that You're head of the household if you're the single mother at that much of that high of a goddamn rate. So again, no data and in facts on that one. And again,
I think
go ahead.
as much as we like data, I think we can kind of make a certain inference also too, without relying on the numbers here. Generally speaking, women don't marry down. I mean, the actual marriage thing is almost always an upward climb for women. So it would make sense that the women who don't marry are partnered downward. The women who do marry, almost by definition, are marrying upward in some capacity.
Yeah. So and it's data that supports what you're saying, because even Black demographics, they put out a lot of data about single Black Gen Z, and it's kind of bad for single Black Gen Z women, because those those that are single and got to deal with what's left. Okay, I do understand that for single Black Gen Z women. Now, for single Black millennial women, it's perfectly fine, because those single Black millennial women, they got the options of the single millennial men and the single Gen X men, and so they got options. But the single Black Gen X women, who only got to deal with that demographic of remaining single Black men, who those remaining single Black men who also have the options of the millennial women, many of them, is like it's almost like those ones are just left out in the past. It's like, send them out to pasture. Like it's like they done. They done. Once those over 40, no matter how much they making or this or that or blah blah blah, a lot of them, hashtag not all, but a lot of them are done. I think there's the data right there. Well, that's it with millennials. I think the Gen X is right there, like the remaining leftover women, and the women, once they get in that demographic, they start outnumbering men. And then, you look at the men that are married, that are making the money, those ones are out of the market. So there's like they're outnumbering men at that demographic, and the men who are successful are married at a higher rate. So that puts them in a situation. This isn't adjusted for Black, but just shred, about 5 or 6% off of it. The married men at 40 make a lot of damn money. Like, those men are off of that chart that was just shown. So it's like those that are left, it's open market competitiveness. If you're an older chick, it just is what it is. If you're an older chick, if you're younger, you got some options. If you're younger, you got some options. But yeah, it's wild out there. It's wild out there for the older single Black Gen X women. But I mean, I say who gives a shit? Because nobody needs to. There's no society loses sleep thinking about how they're going to find a man for grandmothers. Because let's just keep it real. Once you get into them 40s and 50s, I mean, you're at grandmother stage.
Funny. There's this commercial I see every now and then. It's like a paper towel commercial, like Bounty or something like that. And there's this old lady, and I mean, like an older woman, like she's silver fox, whatever, straight, all silk, gray hair, and her grandson or whatever, I don't know, something, and they're doing something in the kitchen. Oh no, they're looking at dating profiles in her kitchen. They are literally looking at dating profiles in her kitchen, and she's like selecting through all the old niggas, and she picks one she likes, and that's when somehow or another she had like put the tablet down and they spilled the cup, and the Bounty, like they spilled the cup and the juice was about to splash on the old nigga. And I was just thinking about the whole like image of it. It's like, wow, so you got young Black men out here helping their grandmamas trying to get some dick. That's crazy. In a Bounty commercial. That's crazy.
Yeah, and because I didn't have shit to do one day, I took all that data that they were talking about, and I combined it for all the single Black millennial men and single Black Gen X men that make a certain amount of money, and I'll use the data only showing the single Black millennial women, and you can see how when it comes to 100K, how much the men are outnumbering. Like the single Black millennial women got options. They got options. There's enough men making enough money. Now you add the Gen X women in there, you add grandmamas into the pool, and now the women making you know, that amount of money. They, you know, the women outnumber the men, and more married men, and the men who make the most money are married. So then it gets skewed and slanted into the point to where the women like, oh, we don't got no options. Well, yeah, you don't if once you pass a certain point. Once you pass a certain point, and if you make a certain amount of money, those, and you got to get a guy to make that certain amount of money, your options ran out. Take them out the pasture. It's over. It's over. But the single millennial women, I don't want to hear shit. Y'all ain't got nothing to complain about. Y'all don't got a goddamn thing to complain about. You like fucking Pookie. Shut the hell up. But anyway, let's get back into the video.
We are going to be the ones supporting that household most of the time. Like, as a Black woman, my reality is, if I get married, I got to make my husband sign a prenup, right? What other race of woman do you know have to even think about that? That she got to make her man sign a prenup? But that's my reality as a
Black men still make more money than Black women. Like, cut the shit. Black men still make more money than Black women. So, and it's no evidence that Black women are marrying down. So it's like everything is just emotionalism. Everything is just emotionalism. We know, just like you just pointed out, that women quite often marry up. Women quite often marry up. Like, cut it out. To the degree that Black women have to consider getting a man to sign a prenup, white women who make a shitload of money but don't got the ability to pull a man who make that much money, because that man who makes that much money, he's more attractive to women than what she is to men. So he got more options. So she probably can't get him, which means if she making $250,000 a year as a white woman, you probably got to date down. Okay, if you make that much money as a Black woman, you probably may end up having to date down, give or take a few factors. Which means if you make that much money, then yeah, the white women who make that much money got to consider it at damn near the same rate. So cut it out.
Black woman, if I wanted to get married, and that's the reason why I don't. I also have to consider that most of the men my age come with multiple kids and multiple baby mamas, which means that man is a liability. If he get behind,
holy shit, we know more Black women at your age got more kids by multiple men than what Black men have kids at your age. We know today. It's fucked up that we brought data into this conversation to where now they just can't say shit. It's like, we know the data.
No, I just realized.
Go ahead.
She turned into a man slowly. She just became a dude. She like, look, these niggas don't cook. These niggas don't clean. They got all these children. Like, you just became one of the Black manosphere.
Shout out to Mike and Vince Person, who says 56% of Black men don't have kids. He ran the numbers on that very effectively, did one of the best videos, well, the best video I've ever seen on it. I know BGS have covered that before, but it's lost in his archives. But Mike and Vince Perkins did a recent video on that broke it down really well. But shout out to Kenneth Williams too, coming through on the $10, coming through on the super chat and dropping $10 on it. I do greatly appreciate that. Where we at though?
On his child support issues could become mine. I could end up having to pay his child support. These are the things as a Black.
I could end up having to pay his child support. Like, you up front asking us to take care of your goddamn kids. So, don't talk about some back end child support you might have to pay if you get married. Like, what the hell? You showing up with kids talking about, I might have to pay his child support. He's paying yours. God damn it.
You know what? That is like that sounds like a fair trade-off. Listen, I help you raise your kids, you help me pay for my kids.
Yeah. If we just gonna generalize and say these niggas got kids, okay, these chicks got kids, okay, if you want this dude to come get with you, okay, he taking care of yours. You help take care of your kids. In the unlikely event that you making that much more money than him, that your income is going to get roped into the child support, then okay, suck it up. He had to suck it up and raise somebody else's nut that they bust. Anyway, all right.
Black woman, I have to consider when I think about marriage. And then they have the audacity to ask Black women why you don't want to get married. Probably because half of my men are liabilities, and because I'm gonna have to support the household and be the breadwinner. No.
It's funny how she's saying, hell no, I'm not getting married and accepting that deal that men have accepted since the beginning of time. Hell no. Hell no, and I'm not accepting that deal that men are expected to, that men has long been expected to accept. You're basically saying you've been giving us a shitty deal by that same logic, but okay.
No, thank you. I don't want those type of obligations. No.
But they again, women, not necessarily her, she's young, but definitely a generation of women that they fought for women to be able to thrive and achieve and make money and get all of this, and have all of these, freedoms and life, liberty, pursuit of happiness, and great. And so the alternative of that is that in some situations with the woman, yeah, that's going to come with a bit of responsibility now. If you fought for it, you got it. And now the responsibility on the back end of it is that, yeah, your money may have to take care of a family. Your money may, your assets, your resources and assets and everything, yeah, it may get split up in a divorce now. Like, welcome, like you wanted to be like a man, okay, you don't get to remove your nuts when the bill comes due. Like, that's how I look at that. Like, she talking about she gotta she gotta consider what she may lose. Join the club. like goddamn. That's how I'm looking at that shit. Shout out to John 81101 in the building, says November 8, Liberal Tears coming soon. Absolutely. Perfect Storm in the building says reparations for Tory Lanez. Yeah. All right. Before I roll the tape, you got anything you want to add on this? Before I roll the tape, go back to it.
Yeah, it's funny. I'm not even like a rap fan no more, but shout out to Drake for dissing Megan Thee Stallion out the blue for no good reason.
Yeah, they're saying, I heard this morning that he allegedly didn't do it. It's some other chick name that called herself the Stallion that got butt shots and lying about it. And that's what they're saying that it was talking about, but get the fuck out of here. We know what you was talking about. But
right, don't kill my dream, bro. It's too early in the day.
Yeah. No doubt. They trying to renege or cop a plea or say it was a double entendre. We know what it was. Hey, real quick, I gotta get your raw reaction. I don't know if you heard, but it was so funny. At the Lakers game, I guess at halftime when the team's shooting around, they play a Migos song or a Takeoff and Quavo song that says, "But the shots can't miss." It was double entendre.
Too soon, bro. Too soon. Too soon, bro. No.
Yeah. That's all I was trying to point out.
Somebody on your staff was supposed to catch that, bro. This is one of them times where you be like, you obviously don't have no black people working for you.
I was like, come on, man. Either they just bad timing, tone deaf, or somebody is on some borderline trolling shit at the damn production staff. Because I was like, God damn, how they gonna play that song at halftime? Like less than 24 hours after the man got shot. I was like, God damn. But anyway, all right, let's go.
No, thank you. Don't sound like it's a good plan for me, right? More props to the women of other races, though, for them having better options to choose from. But I wish the men would be more honest when they had this conversation and just acknowledge that we don't have much to choose from. And men that are successful in our community are habitual cheaters. So if you're willing to bargain your sanity for a man with money, that's the only way you're going to be able to get a man that's got just as much as you.
Yeah, we know the data on that. Yes, black men cheat more than anybody, and black women are right there in a close second. So yeah, black people cheat. Black women too.
So black people cheat more than everybody else. That's uncomfortable.
Yeah, black people do the most cheating, and black women are not exempt from that. It's like it's so close to the point to where they can't highlight black men cheating as their big deterrent. The violence, that the back and forth bidirectional violent rates and all of that is so high that they can't highlight black men being abusive as the big thing. It's like they can't really say the money thing. Black men still technically make more money than them. Now, black men, work rate percentage or workforce percentage rate, that could go up a little bit. That does need to go up. But it's like they don't really got an argument. I think it is when we probably get into this. I think it's more so just their cultural, social, and just how they act, how they conduct themselves, how they present themselves. It's just the overall net value of that has more to do if they are having a harder time dating up. That definitely has more to do with it than anything.
Well,
You went out
there's
for
some
me.
other clips. There's a couple other clips I sent you right after this one, and it kind of
Mhm.
like explains some of the reasons why dating up is difficult for Black women outside of just like, hypergamy. There's some social quirks that we got to work out.
Okay, we'll get into that. We'll get into that. Yeah, I think this is the end of this one. All right. Let me move on to the next. Oh, is this that chick with that bonnet? This is the only one I didn't watch. I looked at her and she looked annoying, and I just said,
Nah. Actually, no, not her. That's a fucked up story. We're gonna get to that later. But also part of the reason why chicks don't date out. It's a lot of social things going on, but the bonded thing is ill. We're gonna save that for later. It's the one where it's like a man on the street interview type of thing. It's a dude asking the chick some
okay.
questions or whatever, and he's explaining shit about, y'all don't like to date certain type of dudes.
Okay, I think I know what you're talking about. Do 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 do. All right. Okay. All right, here we go.
The women don't like dudes who got their own, who don't need them. They rather deal with men who are not that intellectually aggressive, who gonna let them say what they want and do what they want. They rather deal with a man like, not saying you like that, but most women out here don't want to deal with a man who gonna say, baby, nah, don't wear that. Nah, baby, don't talk like that. They don't really want to deal with that. They rather deal with a dude who let them say and do whatever they want to do. And they think if a man be a man, he's toxic.
So my question was,
No, pause it real quick. Now, and the thing is, right, what he was describing in a loose kind of way, he's talking about dating up. Like, if you're gonna date up, you basically become a part of a man's program or whatever. Kind of have to fall in line with certain shit.
Mm-hmm.
Is what it is, and he's saying that like right there, you just have like generally they have a problem with that. They would rather be the one making you fall in line, apparently.
Yeah. For a lot of them is like that. They in that perpetual state of, and when you listen to them talk, you can hear it. They be talking like, we got to be on the same page. You got to get on board with what I'm on, and I ain't gonna be doing this, or you ain't gonna be telling me to do this, or that's controlling, or this or that. But they still want you to be, industrious and successful, and they basically they want an attractive, high earning dude that they can control. That's what a lot of them want. Now, it's a percentage of them that do. They like a dude to have a certain modicum of control over them, but normally with a lot of Black women, that's normally like a sexual thing, like a sexual, they like them to be sexually aggressive and have control in that sense, but they still don't want them to to have control in other aspects.
Sex slaves aren't powerful people. By definition, if you're somebody's sex slave, you don't really hold the power in the situation.
That's what I'm saying. That's the weird game that a lot of them like to play. It's like they'll be sexually submissive. They get up, they wipe themselves off, and then now they back on that bullshit. That's essentially what I'm saying. A lot of them do. Not all of them, but some of them definitely be on that. But she transitioned the conversation here saying, but do you deal with a real woman? I hate when they do that. I hate when men do it. I hate when women do it. When they give that nondescript real woman, real man, it's just using a word to try to in an undefined way steer a conversation to somewhere down a path where you get to sound right with your undefined term of what a real man or real woman is.
So my question was, do you fuck with a real woman?
Let me answer that question.
And the reason why I asked
I'm
is
listening.
because if you fuck with a real woman, she's going to agree with you. Hey, maybe I shouldn't step outside wearing this nasty ass shit.
Let me answer that. This is the problem. The real woman is standing too close to the hoes, so we don't know the difference until we start talking to y'all. No, listen. I met a lot of women. It don't mean, I don't care if they from the hood. I don't care if they got two parents. Their interests are the same. It's like right now, right? If you see 10 lions coming down the street, are you going to try to figure out which lion going to bite your ass or not? You're going to be like them 10 lions. So unfortunately, the real woman agree with too much shit that these hoes is on, so we don't know the fucking difference.
Yeah, that
Real
was
shit. Here.
Yeah, that was definitely some bars right there at the end that they do stand too close to the problematic ones, and it's not even just that. We'll see that all the time where they'll defend some fuckery that they don't even engage in. Like they be fully on board in the camp in the tank going to the mat for some nonsense. It's sort of the equivalent of what we saw. I mean, hell, I don't know if was you on the show when AC? Yeah, you was on the show when AC was up here defending a whole bunch of ignorant shit.
You don't know what she been through. You don't know why she had to do that. That's how they be. He sounded just like that. Turned into a woman damn near. It was crazy.
Yeah, but when AC was on the show defending all kind of niggertry, but come to find out he owns a construction company, has employees, owns a few properties, like, dude, you clearly have overcome this niggertry. Clearly. You don't have to put a cape on for it. So there's a male version of that too. But the female version of that is real strong with it, because they will go hard to. A woman could be married 10 years with 3 kids and absolutely love her husband and take care of her kid, read to the kids every night, doing everything she's supposed to do. She will still get in one of these conversations and will defend some of the most vile, out-of-pocket behavior. It's the craziest thing. So I definitely get where the brother coming from, where he's saying, y'all stand too close. Y'all put a cape on. Y'all put a cape on for the nonsense. Y'all stand too close to the nonsense. You know, women who don't twerk on the tables at the restaurant will defend the women who are twerking on the tables at the restaurant. So that's what it is. So he make a fair point right there. Don't definitely. What else? I don't know if you had anything else you wanted to jump on that. Shout out to everybody who supported the stream so far. Hit the like button. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Shout out to everybody who has. Well, I think Marlon be the only one who sent the Cash App. Do appreciate you for that. And somebody sent a super thanks. I gotta find out who the hell that was. Somebody sent those little things you could do where you could send somebody in the comment section or watching the video or whatever. You could send something. Somebody did that, and I got to find out who the hell that was. But no, did you have anything else on this particular video?
Nah. I think if we want to move on to the next video, we should pull up the Kevin Samuels piece and then end with that bonnet story, because that story's wild.
That bonnet story is completely new territory for me. I have no idea what that's about. I have no idea what that's about. I was listening to it. She was rambling her ass off, and I just said, you know what? I tapped out.
Nah, it's gonna kind of fold. It's gonna like sort of confirm the Kevin Samuels thing a little bit. So that's why I said we should play the Kevin Samuels piece first.
Okay. One moment.
But I've been thinking about this idea for a minute too, about the whole dating up thing, and like not even trying to be like, mean and extra about it, but like, there's some weird issues going on here. It's not just that there are no black men to date up to. I forget who I was listening to, and they were talking about Kevin Samuels, how he said somebody was telling a story about him and how he like started this group for guys, and it's like, listen, you get yourself together, you do these things, make yourself, that guy, so you can now be presentable for the women. And so these dudes got their self together, they raised their game up, and they got to this new level. I'm on a new level and shit. And they find out there were no women there waiting for him. So then he has to like now go minister to the women.
Yeah. No, that what you just described was exactly, that's what I heard Kevin Samuels say that a lot of times, that it was some guys he was working with, and they, when they got on that level, they were told it would be an overflow and overabundance of women, and your options do increase, but as far as with the men when they get on that level, no, it wasn't there like that. But let's go ahead and get into it.
You need to stop that BS with your daughter. They keep their daughters single and their sons weak, so they'll be their security plan. Because if you keep your daughter single, get you a job, get your career done, because these men can destroy you, whatever. What do you think that does to a daughter? It makes her go out into the world not trusting men. So if she does go off and become successful and have a job and she ain't got a husband or whatever, that means her little money or whatever, when mama gets sick or mama fall on hard times, that is what's happening right now. So many women can't have lives because they are taking care of their mothers. Sons are doing the same thing. It's called being a son husband. They don't want to leave because mama is alone. Mama ain't had no man. So these kids end up living around their mama because their mama is an insufferable biznatch who could not ever decide to get with a man, and don't nobody want to leave and go off and live a life because they don't want mama to die by themselves. So they end up living near guilted into making their mother's life, and they don't even have a life.
All right, what you got on that? And I cannot find out who sent that super thanks, but go ahead. What you got on that from Kevin Samuels?
Shout out to Uncle Kevin. He was one of the greats, and he did a lot of work at just sort of exposing, like I was saying, the social quirks that are ultimately hindrances to the things that people say they want. So like, when you talk about this thing of dating up, it really does require you to commit yourself to something other than, the sisterhood, the matriarchy. You got to make your commitment. And apparently a lot of women have a hard time breaking from the gang.
Yeah. And that's one of those things, like the way that was broke down there. Sometimes I do, like, it's deep. that one really is deep when you look at it from a generational standpoint. Sometimes the mother, she start getting old. She don't want. It's like she don't want the kids to leave her because like she's already, she's accepted her lot in life, and she got the kids now. So she got the kids, and she want those kids to stay a certain way. So she'll always have them basically as her support system. So they'll create a son husband, or they'll give the daughter a bunch and get the daughter to not trust men and turn the son into a son husband. So it's like she already the son is a son husband, and the daughter become damn near a sister wife. Like they all just all just staying together and just clicked up and be living in the same damn house for too damn long. Like shit like that be going on heavy. And it don't get talked about nearly enough. It don't talk about nearly enough. But I always said with Kevin Samuels, his show exposed so much shit that us sitting here talking about it till we blue in the face won't expose a 32nd, a 16th, a 32nd, a 64th of the shit that he was exposing in one damn episode. So yeah, so definitely big ups to Kevin Samuels. I ain't played a Kevin Samuels clip in a minute. So that was that was something there. That but all right. I'm trying to
now, as far as like that whole moms keeping their daughters single and their sons weak, just to sort of build this whole team of interdependence to keep her going. We got a great example of that story coming up. That's why I said we should hold off to the bonnet clip until the end, because this is wild.
Yeah, this is about to be a holistically fresh viewing for me. I have not seen this. But all right, let's get ready to go. Let's get it.
Now, my sister, she had to be like 28, 29 at the time. She was engaged to this guy, right? And I had never heard her complaining about him, right? Now, they end up getting engaged. And my sister pays my mom $1,000 rent every month.
Okay, I'm just those changing lights. Okay, does she like do like content and that's her setup where she got her lights changing like that, or is okay?
Like, I don't know these man.
I know, but I'm just sitting here thinking like, if she just got that set up in her bedroom like that, I'm like, damn, you selling pussy or something. All right, anyway, all right. I mean, if that ain't part of her content setup, and she just got that in her bedroom just because. I mean, I don't know what chick have strip club type of light change ups in their bedroom. Let's say
Maybe she's the family stripper. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
And at the time, she was engaged to this guy, right? And I had never heard her complaining about him, right? Now they end up getting engaged, and my sister pays my mom $1,000 rent every month by herself, and also helps my mama pay her car note and her car insurance, right? Now, because my mama does not want to work, and it's been like that all of my life. We've struggled all of my life because my mama never wanted to work. I'm 25 and only remember my mama working 2 jobs that was less than like 4 months, and then like a week assignment at a temp agency for like a week. That's it. And I'm 25, okay? Now, she found out that the fiance was looking for a house for him and my sister to move into. Now, that means if they get a house, my sister moves with him, and she can't continue to pay my mama's bills, right? Which means my mama will have to pay her own fucking bills, which is something she's been avoiding 25 years of my life to do, which was be a fucking adult, right? Because all of our life is being consisted of food stamps, only being able to celebrate Christmas for taxes. We would have to wait for taxes every year to celebrate Christmas because my mama never had money to celebrate Christmas for us. And when she did celebrate Christmas for us, it was always going to the thrift store and buying us used outfits and used clothes from the thrift store. And we was
broke people with no money get the most taxes.
And look.
I ain't got no income. I ain't got no income tax check in a long time, and I'm missing those a little. But anyway,
and Big Sis is trying to climb her way out of it the traditional way. She marry a man who's gonna take care of her, right? They may not be rich, but better than this bullshit. You know what I mean? And Mama don't like it. Mama hates the shit. It's fucking with Mama's hustle.
Yeah. And for everybody who be trying to say, well, black men don't make enough money, that's why the marital rate is so low. Well, the alternative is this shit that they're talking about. It don't even matter how much this man makes that this sister is trying to go marry. It doesn't matter. She's better than this shit that we seeing on the screen. She's moving to a better situation.
Right. He got I buy you your own house money. That's what that is. I will buy you your own little house money. That's enough money if you coming from that, right?
Yeah.
Grateful for that. But it always sat wrong with me in my head, even young and growing up, because I knew that my mama always should have had a job. You get what I'm saying? But I'm young and I can't say nothing. So anyways, my mama knows if my sister move in with her fiance, that she can no longer pay my mama bills, which means my mama will have to get a fucking job for once in her life and pay her own bills. So she go, and also my sister, on top of paying my mama bills, was giving my mama her paychecks as well, or majority or half of her paychecks, just to give it to her. It wasn't going towards bills because, like I said, my sister was paying the bills. This was money for my mom.
It just cut
off. If you scroll down, this is part 2 right under this video.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Hold up.
So what happened to part 2?
Tell y'all how
Okay.
give it to her. It wasn't going towards bills because, like I said, my sister was paying the bills. This was money for my mama to play with. My sister was my mama employer. Let's be for real. Now, my mama knew that eventually that would stop if she moved out of the house with her fiance and lived their own life. So my mama proceeded to put things into my sister's head about her relationship with this man that my sister never, ever complained about. And what my sister did, called that engagement off. Yeah, my mama, yeah, it's so sad. It's so sad. And yesterday she had the nerve to say that I'm jealous of her, my sisters. And honestly, I just feel bad for my sisters because they don't know a bit of fucking life.
Damn. Yeah, that's fucked up.
Just to give it to her. It was.
That's fucked up. Let me make that turn that off. Okay, yeah. No, that's all kinds of messed up. That's all kinds of messed up. But some of this stuff get me at a loss for words. It legitimately does. It legitimately does. She's that's a situation there. That's a situation there where somebody had what was the perfect ideal situation, and the mom sabotaged it. She literally sabotaged the daughter from getting a normal situation. So I guess that's what you mean by the cultural hiccups and hangups and quirks that got to get worked out when we're having the black women can't date up conversation. That they have that conversation all the time about how they can't date up or whatnot. But there's a lot of social and cultural quirks that got to get worked out there. I guess that's your more or less point in highlighting that.
Yeah, it is. And I'm sorry, I might have to drop out a little earlier than usual today. I got some stuff going on all of a sudden. But that is kind of my main point about the whole thing. Is again, obviously there guys out there willing to actually be the guy at all different levels. I think there are deeper issues going on here than just like the first girl in the video was saying, like, oh, these niggas ain't doing enough. And nah, I don't think it's just that. I think what winds up happening, at best, what winds up happening is you get stuck with the niggas that ain't doing enough, and that's how it works.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I put that link in the chat for you, Little Big Nate. And as y'all see right there, y'all go and support Hood Conservative. Go and support Hood Conservative. Go subscribe to his channel. Go and subscribe to his channel. Y'all see the links are right there in the chat for it. You see his Cash App right there. Support the brother. But Little Big Nate, that link is definitely Cash App right there. Support the brother. In the chat for you. Oh wait, hold on. You got to mute up go turn off your YouTube. Well, you know what to do.
I know. Give me a sec.
Yeah, if I mute you up until you get that ready to go. And now I made this banner for there to be 2 people here. I didn't. Okay, I guess I could do it like that. But either way, let me know when you're ready. Just unmute yourself when you're ready, Little Big Nate.
Yeah, I'm good, bro.
Okay, you good? All right, let's go. Go ahead. What you?
Hey, Hood, what's up, man?
I think he's muted, but
okay.
I think he's a little distracted and busy. But go ahead, go ahead and roll with it.
Oh man, as you can imagine, dog, I got just a bunch of feelings just boiling, and not that I operate solely off feelings. And I'm pretty strategic in how I think. But I mean, when these women get on the internet and talk this nonsense, the lady with the long fake hair who's laying in her bed, why are they always laying in their bed when they do this stupid shit? Can anybody answer that question for me? You're trying to be alluring and seductive and a miserable bitch at the same time. It's amazing.
They're just lazy, bro. That's all.
No.
Why do they have to get out of bed to talk to people? That's just lazy.
No, they're trying to be sexy. And they get all done up. They get their hair hat on just right, and then they lay across the bed. The fuck out of here. I'm sorry, dog. I am so sick of women like this. I'm not sick of women, and I don't hate black women. I hate black women like this. I say this on my show all the time. it's not Black women that are the most undesirable women in the world. It's Black American women like this. And unfortunately, they run the show. 95% of what you see on the internet are the women, like the lady with the long hair, not the bonnet lady, but the lady before that. They're women just like that, dog. This woman said literally, we have to carry half of the marriage, you know, when we get married, blah, blah, blah. Well, you stupid nightmare woman. You waited till you were in your late 30s and early 40s to try to get married. You priced yourself out of the market. Now you're a 38, 42, 48-year-old woman wanting a man that makes $100,000 a year. You're a lunatic. I said on Bernard Riley's show a couple of weeks ago, I said, if you're going to get a man that makes six figures, you got to get him 10 years before he makes that money. That's the only way you're getting one. You should have gotten him when you were young. Your terrible mother should have advised you on what to look for in a proper man at the height of your beauty and fertility in your early to mid 20s. You latch yourself onto that man and you marry him. And then 10 years later, after you give him a couple of children, you wash his dirty drawers and you cook for him. You get to have the benefit of having a man that makes six figures. But you do things the way the Democrats and the left told you to do them. That's why you're a failure. Because the left wants you to fail. The last thing the left and the Democrats want a woman to do is to come under the leadership of a proper man. Because a woman that's under the leadership of a proper man is not looking to them for guidance. A woman under the leadership of a proper man isn't thinking, well, I can just go chop up my babies when I don't want them. And when I do want them, so what? You know, I got them by 3 or 4 different men. I'll just get on the state and me and the state will raise our baby. That doesn't happen under the leadership of proper men. You can't gain 400 pounds under the leadership of a proper man and then demand that the world recognize you as beautiful, like so many of these women do. You can't be a hateful, miserable nightmare woman and then tell the world how come y'all don't care about my feelings. You can't act that way under the leadership of a man, a proper man. It's a little Big Nate that went and defined why Black women call themselves independent. There's a couple of reasons why. These women use the specific term they use for a reason. Independent means under no one's leadership, control, or authority. And so many of these ABWs, they absolutely don't want to be under a proper man's control. I've said before on Bernard's channel, you cannot protect what you don't have some level of control over. And that is a simple, observable truth that these women won't reconcile themselves with. The reason so many of them are alone, you cannot be an independent woman and the type of woman a man can marry. You talk more about your 2 awesome businesses than you talk about how is a man, an accomplished man with his money together, beautiful home, handled his business. You're in your late 30s, early 40s, running your mouth about your 2 businesses. All that tells a man like me is that I'm never going to be the center of your world. Our family and our household is never going to be the center of your world like it's supposed to be. Yeah, man.
I think
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I thought you was done. No, I'm sorry. I think there's something else to it, and something I've been noticing anyway, like with this whole like the passport thing and the dudes wanting to date out and all that. I think they are almost by definition speaking to a certain like economic segment. And I think that is kind of proof that there are guys there who have, you know, money to spend, let's just call it that, right? And so the idea that there are no guys out there who can actually provide certain things is obviously a myth. Like, I think the provision thing is way, way overblown to this point where it's like not even the issue. It's just one of those fake issues. How do you complain about provision? How does a group of women who reject leadership complain about provision? Like, I think that's really it's like a red herring at this point.
And also, it's not as if these women are willing to live within the parameters of a man's $60,000 a year salary. You can't be a diva on Instagram with a $600 Coach purse living within the parameters of your husband's $60,000 a year salary. And they're not gonna. Instead of doing what a lot of white women do, and I know you black women hate when black men hold up a positive example of wise decisions a number of white women make to teach your rotten asses something. But I'm going to do
You almost said monkey ass.
I almost did. I said, your rotten asses something. There are tens of thousands of white American married women who bring into their households $60,000, $80,000, $100,000 a year simply selling doodads on Amazon. Because the most important thing to those white women was securing their households. And I'm not saying most white women are like that, or white women are. I did a whole stream saying the white woman is not God. I did a stream called Why I Hate the Pasty Skunk, which is a white feminist ghoul. Okay? So don't accuse me of worshiping white women or caping for no fucking white women. I don't do that. But I do acknowledge the right that some of them do. And they are wise. Okay? And another thing about white women, they mature a lot quicker than you black women in the sexual marketplace. White women, by the time they're 28, 29, are in tears on the internet because they ain't got no husband. That doesn't happen to you all until you're 48 or 49. Way past the ability for you to get married. It was little Big Nate that introduced the marriage crunch to the black manosphere. It's a study from the mid-90s by Harvard and Yale social scientists who said that if you make it to the age of 30 and you've never been married as an American woman, you have a 20% chance of being married. This is the late 90s. So you would have to cycle all of these numbers down because marriage has dropped off precipitously.
Yeah, it's had to be skewed by now because it's crazy.
You got to drop these numbers way lower now. But I'm gonna go with the numbers they had, which was the late 90s. If you're not married by the time you're the age, this is an American woman, never been married by the age of 30, 20% chance of being married. If you've never been married by the age of 35, you have a 5% chance of being married. Like Kavindra G, if you've never been married by the time you're 40, you have a 2.6% chance of being married. 2.6, which is, percentages are out of 100, so that's pretty much non-existent. 2.6.
Damn.
Okay?
You know the problem here too, Nate, and this is something that, like, as a man, you would probably get a lot of pushback if you were to encourage this, if this was your thing to do, especially if people said if you wanted to raise your daughter this way, people will probably think you're wrong, right? But as a man, I think we're kind of making the point in a roundabout way. So I'm just going to say it plainly and put it bluntly. As far as women are concerned, you can either prepare to be a wife or prepare to, have a job and work the rest of your life.
A wife or a spinster. Those are your choices.
That's really what they used to call it. That's what they used to call it. You can be a wife or a spinster, and we can train you to be either. You can make the choice. You have the freedom. You's free now. You can choose. You can be a wife or a spinster. And a lot of women are choosing spinsterhood, apparently.
Bernard, you played a KS clip. Can I play one?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. I want to show you what I call on my show the single greatest call into Kevin Samuels' show in history. I watched Kevin Samuels for the first year, pretty steady. By the time the second year rolled around, I would watch him every now and again. It became a little redundant, But there were new people coming in all the time, so he was doing the right thing. I'm not being critical of KS on that, even though I do have criticisms of him. But, respect KS and rest in peace. But this clip I'm about to show you, for the black women or any women that are listening, the closer you can get to how this woman thinks, the more successful you will be in the sexual marketplace. This woman is a literal superstar. She is the single greatest female to ever call into this show. Now, granted, I don't know this woman personally. I don't know if what she's saying is exactly what she did or what it is, but I'm a fairly good judge of character most of the time. And I think she's 100% genuine. You can look at her face, her hair, her skin, and you just know she is a real woman. And I said on my show, if I could have 2 million of these black women, I could have black people running the world in 25 years. Running the fucking world. I guarantee you I could do it. Now watch what she says. And let me know if you agree with me, gentlemen.
All right.
How are you? Yeah, your audio is not registered. So now let's ask to unmute there. Unmute yourself. Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can now. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. How old are you?
I'm 34.
All right.
Listen to that beautiful, feminine, soft voice. How many black women have feminine, soft voices like that? On second thought, don't answer that.
Thank you for waiting. That conversation was longer than I expected to, but it actually kind of necessary. All right. So, are you married or are you single?
I am married.
Of course she's married. Look at her face. Look at her hair. I don't see any tattoos. I see a beautiful, feminine looking, because we don't know her yet, Black American woman who is fit, who is attractive, who's confident to wear her own hair. What proper Black men want. Before they want anyone else, this is what they want. And please don't say it because she's light-skinned, you stupid goddamn females. If she was jet black, we'd be saying the same goddamn thing.
Okay. God, are you married women? How long have you been married?
I've been married, I think, 7 years.
Do you have a question or did you want to comment?
Notice how she's 34 and looks like she's fucking 19. She still looks like a young woman. You know why? On my show, I tell women the most important word in a woman's life is the word preservation. You have to preserve your beauty. You have to preserve your peace of mind. You have to preserve your body. And what do modern American women do, especially Black women? They act in a way to destroy all those things. And that's why you're the least married woman probably in the world.
And on the subject.
No, I wanted to comment on the subject.
Go ahead.
I've been listening, and so far none of the women have touched on anything that actually matters. When you brought up the subject, I actually went and spoke to my husband because I'm like, what did I have a price? I don't remember having a price, and honestly, I didn't. What my price was his values, his integrity, his morals, his plans for the future. And once he...
Did you hear that? I got to rewind that, Bernard. I'm sorry. You almost never hear Black women say some shit like that. Hold on a second. I got to rewind that.
I've been married, I think, 7 years.
Do you have a question or did you want to comment on the subject?
No, I wanted to comment on the subject.
Go ahead.
I've been listening, and so far none of the women have touched on anything that actually matters. When you brought up the subject, I actually went and spoke to my husband because I'm like, what did I have a price? I don't remember having a price, and honestly, I didn't. What my price was his values, his integrity, his morals, his plans for the future.
Nothing about six figures. Nothing about a boss or an entrepreneur. Nothing about how her girlfriends might feel about him. She knew what she needed in a man to attach herself to him for the rest of her life and to bear his children. How many Black women in America think like this? That's why if you give me 2 million of them, I'll run the fucking world.
And once he had a conversation with me about that as we were dating, I was all in. I never told this man he needed to make 6 figures or I required him to do X, Y, and Z. I trusted that wherever he was going to lead me, I was going to be safe. And
oh my God. I trusted wherever he was going to lead me, I was going to be safe. Whereas most ABWs and a lot of modern American women want to be led into chaos and dysfunction because that's what they want. The last thing they want is somebody that's going to lead them into safety and productivity and health. They don't want that until they've been ran through and used up a good bit. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, you know what's so funny?
That's
hold on. Nah, the other day too. Well, somebody on the panel, like, it was a mistake too. It was funny. He called me hood sensitive, and we all laughed at it. But I'm about to do some hood sensitive shit real quick, because like what you just described right now really is deep and is messed up. Because honestly, the whole like dating up conversation, it really is like putting the cart. And I'm walking down the street, so forgive the background noise. But it really is putting the cart before the horse. But like, there is no trust ultimately, right? The women don't have that trust anymore. So it's like you would never put yourself, I mean, by and large, there are some obviously, but by and large, a lot of the women just refuse to put themselves like in that position of supreme trust. So the whole like the taking a chance on something like that, where ultimately it plays out that you did date up, when it all shakes out, like you're now in a good place together a few years later, they're not even willing to kind of put themselves in a place to take that little bit of a gamble and play it honestly. And so there's that huge problem of trust too. And the trust thing is on both sides, for me, for different reasons.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, this boils down to the type of woman you can build a civilization and society with. If there are niggas in the chat that ain't interested in family or children or lineage, I don't expect you to even care about this. Good for you. Good for you. Some of us want children. Some of us want progeny to pass shit down to. So it does matter what type of woman we end up with. But for the niggas who don't care. Good for you.
That's what mattered. Nothing else mattered. And all I've heard is that I need you to make more money than me. I need you to do X, Y, and Z. But for me, I was like, I need to know the kind of human being you are. And I need to know what our children are going to be like. That's what I need.
Whoa, wow. I would love to meet her mother and father. I'm serious. I would like to sit down and ask them what they did to make their daughter stand out apart from how so many other Black women are today. This woman is the antithesis of the modern American woman, and especially Black woman. I mean, she is the exact opposite, man. The thing she's looking for in a husband, the exact opposite of what most Black women look for in a dude when they're young. That's just a fact.
I need to know. That's what's important to me. I want to raise your children. I want to do all these things that impact our family, but I can't do that not knowing where your long-term is. I'm a woman. I only see 3 steps ahead. You see 7. Why would I set an expectation I don't even understand? Why would I do that?
This is why you're a wife. And see, whether it's a man of God, the men that I know who were married, especially when they got married while they were in process and they became very successful, wives got everything because you invested up front. What you just said is what I was trying to get that last woman to understand. That's the difference between a wife and a modern woman. And if your husband, I don't know, if he developed something and became a millionaire, you'd be a millionaire wife now.
Yes.
Yeah. After 10 years of investment, after birthing his children, washing his drawers, cooking his food, sleeping with him, then you get the benefit of a 6-figure or $1 million man or whatever. That's when you get it. You don't get it after you've lived your life, your best life with your hot girl summers, and you're almost 40 years old. You maybe kept one of your babies and, chopped the other couple up or whatever. And now you're ready to settle down. I did a stream of a stripper. I did a reaction video to a reaction video. A Poor Man's Podcast did a reaction video to a stripper. She was like a stripper at the moment she did the video, who had been a stripper for like 10 years, who was, quote, ready to settle down. We got strippers coming to the internet talking about, well, how come, you quote unquote good men, you only think I'm a good time girl. You only think, I'm temporary. I'm just as good as those other women. And, I'm ready to settle down. I want the picket fence. So the word she used, she's been stripping for 10 years and she's covered in tattoos. Fucking insane.
You should not charge for submission. That's the ultimate point. But that's what seen is women are charging for
real
it,
quick,
but
guys.
they
Bernard, I
don't
gotta
know
bounce.
how to
Nate, I'm
price
gonna
it.
pass the reins to you. I got it. Yeah, sorry, Bernard. I got to get out of here. Something just came up, but I'm gonna pass the reins to you, Nate, man. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, peace, Hood. Thanks for coming through. Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to Hood. Make sure y'all go subscribe to him. And real quick, before we even go forward with this, modern day problems in the building with the $5 super chat, definitely appreciate that. And Nice in the building says Black women want the ability to date up so they can collect that child support and alimony. Yelling how strong and while yelling how strong and independent they are. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. Go ahead. It was taking some more of this. You was rolling.
Well, this is almost done. It was a very short call.
Go ahead.
Gotcha.
Because it's not good faith. It's not about the man. It's not about the character. It's about the lifestyle they want to live, and the man is interchangeable. So that you couldn't have two better back-to-back calls. Thank you for calling back in. Appreciate it.
Thank you. All right.
Bye-bye.
And the call before this call was a woman talking about 6 figures, the lifestyle she wanted, things that have nothing to do with the type of man she wants to link up with. Strictly material concerns and desires. That's all it was. That's all she's talking about. She's like a 30-something-year-old. She was attractive, but these women are so empty. So many of them, dog. When you are a Democrat and a leftist and a feminist, you are going to be so completely empty as a woman. And I've said this on my show several times. It is not a coincidence that the ABW is the least desirable woman in this country. She's not the least desirable because she's Black. She's not the least desirable because she's unattractive. She's the least desirable because she's the most feminist, radical leftist woman in this country. Black women vote for the Democrat Party 96% of the time. You think it's a coincidence that the American Black woman is the least desirable and she has the highest level of support for the left, liberalism, LGBTQ, LMNOP, and Transformer madness? You think that's a coincidence? It's not. It's causation. But Black women don't want to realize that because they're completely committed to their demonic Luciferian left party. Period. Wasn't a man in this space pointing out the correlation between Black women, their ruin, and their relationship to the Democrat Party, but me. All these brothers, feminism. Oh, feminism's destroying everything. And I came to this space, I'm like, under what umbrella does feminism exist? It exists under the umbrella of the Democrat Party. And the reason niggas didn't say anything is because they were Democrats. That's why. You could talk about the gynocracy. You could talk about feminism, but you don't want to talk about the Democrat Party because that's how most niggas vote. You line up right behind this goddamn nightmare and you follow her into hell. Nah, homie. We gonna change that. That's all I got, man.
Dr. Thunder in the building says, way overdue for another collaboration. Absolutely. Here to support you, bro. Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, hit me up with that. Hit me up with that when you come up. Yeah, just hit me up. We'll brainstorm. We'll figure it out. We'll figure out what we're gonna talk about. But shout out to Dr. Thunder and shout out to the Clue channel. I think this is what you must have been laughing at.
I'm laughing at Clue, dog. Put that up for me.
Yeah, he says, I don't like the tone of your guest, Bernard. Yeah, his tone has been bad since he came up.
I'm sorry, y'all.
We've been trying to get him together on that. He just cannot get his tone together.
I'm sorry. Oh, my man Friedman's Journal said Nate eats barbed wire for breakfast.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, man. I apologize, dog. I'm sorry.
I agree. Oh man.
Oh my God, I'm sorry.
That's
man.
too funny. The tone police is in the building. But no, good stuff though. Good stuff. It was funny when you had said you got the best call from Kevin Samuels. I thought by best you meant the worst.
Oh no. This is
no. I get what it is now, but I thought that's where it was going when you said by best you meant the worst. Well, I'll play this. This is only 26 seconds. It's just the audio. It's going to be a weird black screen, but it's just 26 seconds of this chick. This was one of the worst. Not worse in the sense that she just was a horrendously awful, obnoxiously loud, bad human being, but just the worst in terms of just the thought process and pathology of all of this. And you're going to hear how it really runs directly counter to what you just played right here. Now just listen to this.
Your grandmother, your great-grandmother actually could work with a black man with more trauma.
Because they understood that the black woman and the black man are on the same side. Now that we're all free and independent and we could do whatever we want to, why would we seek to, be one with the black man? We even think that being...
Thank you. Clip it, slice it, put it on World Star.
Dude, I remember that call. Mm-hmm. That was the woman that said black women should not smile at black men. Mm-hmm. I mean, wrap your minds around this, gentlemen. We have, and of course, I'm not painting all black women with this, okay? But my God, we have black women that got a lady, I'm not going to say her name, but she got on my panel on my first channel and was arguing against the entitlement.
Hold your thought on this one real quick. Mr. Donnie Mac said, I remember this entire show. Heartbreaking. Yes. That was one of the show that particular show. I probably got to find that full show. That was one of the ones I forgot what the topic was, but man, it unearthed so much. It made black men, especially the ones who weren't manosphered up, really see some shit, man. Like this the callers that called into that one, man. That one exposed so much. Like Kevin Samuel said, he got so many emails from brothers just like they he said, I don't mean to laugh at it. He said he got emails from brothers saying they was depressed after watching that shit. Like he literally said, and I believe him. Like that was one that was just like, wow.
The girl was the woman was 24.
Mm-hmm.
And she was young. She's nice looking, chocolate, decent looking woman.
Mm-hmm.
And she's up there talking. She's 24. She probably grew up in middle-class America. She's talking about all the trauma and strife and pain we've been through, which is an absolute lie. These goddamn leftist black females, they live hereditary slave trauma. It's passed down from one mama to the next mama to the next mama, even though the only people really doing damage to you are you today. Ain't no white man coming to harm you. No white man that you have any kind of goddamn you're in the vicinity of. Not to suggest there aren't some white guys doing some horrible shit to the planet, but you're not in any close proximity to those white guys. You're in close proximity to white guys who would probably be more inclined to help you than harm you. I was in a car accident. I've been in a couple of car accidents. I was in a car accident back in 2017. And every man that came to help me was a white guy. They pulled me out of my car and they made sure I was okay. I came across oncoming traffic on I-77. It was raining, bad, inclement weather. I came across the medium and was in oncoming traffic. Got by that, thank goodness, I hit a tree. Every person that stopped for me was a white guy helping me pull me out of my car. So you gotta just stop with this shit. The difference, major difference between conservatives and liberals. Conservatives deal with white folks on a white folk by white folk basis. I'm not going to sit and think all white people are against me. I'm not going to think they're all for me. I'll deal with white people on an individual basis and see how things go. Whereas Negroes on the Luciferian left, they think either all white people hate them and are out to get them. White guys wake up rubbing their hands together like Birdman's. Ooh, what nigger can I put under the ground today? And then you think they're doing this, but then you're calling on them for help and their hugs. You got to make up your mind, leftists. Okay? Yeah. And who leads? Because ultimately the subject is, black women dating up. Black women wouldn't have to worry about dating up if they'd stop fucking dating and get married when they're supposed to. They wouldn't have to worry about all these retarded strategies they're having to employ in their mid to late 30s and 40s. If you did what you were supposed to do, I told my daughter when she was little, I said, whatever you see in the media, you do the opposite. If the people on the media are telling you to do this and this is good, you do the opposite. And from the jab to feminism to this woke satanic nightmare, this transformer and LMNOP madness, you do the opposite. And that would go to help every woman listening. Whatever you see in popular American culture, which is fed by the left and Democrats and liberals, you do the exact opposite. Chances are you will be successful in life.
Let me ask you this to circle it back to because he was talking about how conservative. I forgot what you said that prompted this question, but I guess I'll throw this question to you. You qualified to answer it. What's your thoughts on even if we just veer off into talking politics, which I don't want to make this show about politics, but when it comes to to Republicans, they seemingly where's the balance in one side is pandering profusely to black people, and the other side is seemingly ignoring it.
Okay.
So what's your take on that? What's your take on that?
My take is simple. If Democrats loved black people, why do they encourage black people to chop up their children? If Democrats love black people, why do they encourage ABWs to have almost all of their children out of wedlock and there's no problem with it? If Democrats on the left love black people, why do they tell black women it's okay to be 300 plus pounds? And that the problem is with the men. I played a clip yesterday of an overweight black woman saying that black men with standards are equivalent to David Duke and the Knights of the Ku Klux Klan. She literally said that. That came out of her mouth. And you come to my show today, I'll play it for you. Now I'm about to put the link so you can subscribe. But you ask, Bernard, okay, well, we got the Luciferian left pandering to black people so they can continue to help destroy them, which is why I'm so adamant and vicious when I attack them, because I hold them responsible, along with us, for destroying our race and helping to destroy our country. Now, you asked, what do the Republicans do?
The Republican, I specifically said their strategy has damn near seemingly been to ignore black people altogether. So what's the deal with that? I agree with you on the Democrats 100%.
Sure.
And like I said, I voted Republican in the last presidential election. In the last local election, my vote was very much more. Much more. I mean, it's some local things I may say, okay, that one's a good idea, and it's good if it was liberals to push it. If I go case by case with the local stuff, if that's a good idea, I don't care who's pushing it. But it was more of a Republican. It was mostly Republican for things that Republicans pushed. Everything that I voted for locally as well. So
sure,
I'm on your side with that, but I do have my issues with. Well, not necessarily issues. I just questions.
I have issues.
They seemingly they seem one side is pandering profusely, as I said, and the other side is seemingly just going with the ignore them altogether strategy until lately. But for the most part, just been pretty much ignoring.
Sure,
so what's your take on that? What's your take on that?
Republicans do not make appeals based off ethnicity and race generally. Now, Donald Trump did that. Shout out to Mr. Trump. But the Republican Party, the GOP doesn't do that. The GOP appeals to you on specific issues that most Republicans and conservatives hold dear. The securing of our border, low taxes, school choice, trying to limit or cut the expansion of the welfare state. Even though Republicans, of course, do give their Iowa farmers all sorts of subsidies. There is welfare on the right that needs to be addressed, absolutely. But they try to appeal with issues, a strong military, doing everything we can, even though the Republican establishment did not do this, doing everything we can to make the American businessman and woman more competitive on the world stage, which is why Donald Trump was so successful. He was a patriot. He is a nationalist. and a populist. That's what Donald Trump was. Nationalist. Now, stupid leftist Negro males are going to say he was a white nationalist. No, he wasn't. You're just an immature, weak, effeminate black male. And you've been following and listening to black women and their political leanings far too long. You need to come over here where the men are. And that's what you're going to see in June in the Manosphere meetup. Just black men building. All these ABWs like to run their mouths about what black men don't build. This guy with his little channels building quite a bit, especially behind the scenes. So just keep your eyes and ears open. There's big shit coming. But they don't appeal to us emotionally. Republicans don't do that. They deal with these kitchen table issues. That's what they use to try to get their voters. If you're looking for the Republican Party to say, ooh, I love black people, and then what I'm going to do with the blacks, I wouldn't wait. I wouldn't hold my breath on that. Chances are you're going to suffocate. Okay? But do you like taking home more of your money? Do you not want illegal immigrants from all over the world bringing in their drugs, their crime, their diseases? And I'm not saying all illegal immigrants do this, but that porous border is where you get your sex slave trafficking, your drugs, all sorts of horrible shit comes over the border. And the left wants an open border. And then when Governor Abbott sends these people to your sanctuary cities, you want to cry. When we send you a bus full of your immigrant illegals to Martha's Vineyard, you want to cry. Brother Bernard, the problem with black men is that they've been Democrats for so long, they come over to the right side of the political spectrum, and they're expecting somebody to cater to them, stick their thumb in their ass, and set them in their lap. Republicans don't do that. The left does that. Ooh, we gonna take such care of you black peoples. We gonna make you black peoples happy. You know, Stacey Abrams, we did a show on Stacey Abrams. You had to take it down, unfortunately. But we did a show on Stacey Abrams where she's in the Pride Parade saying love is love, which is the actual term of the P words. That's the phrase of the P words. She's at a Pride Parade saying love is love. We played it on Bernard's channel. And this is also the black woman who says, I'm for the black man. I'm for the black man. When almost her entire campaign staff, according to the campaign staff, is black and brown and LGBT. Bernard and I put up, I showed Bernard an article out of Something Queer Atlanta, where her campaign staff is bragging about how they run the Stacey Abrams campaign. And at the bottom of the article, Stacey Abrams had to put an amendment saying, oh, well, 1/3 of our campaign is LGBT, and we have all sorts of people working for us. You keep following black women into hell. I'm not just talking to black men. I'm talking to black women, too. You keep following black women into hell politically, you get what you deserve. You get Lori Lightfoot. That's what you get that's the ultimate result of following black women into political hell for black men and black women and anybody else. The stupid, filthy white liberals that follow these animals, all of them. Your end result is Stacey Abrams and Lori Lightfoot. Congratulations.
All right. Jay Freeman, black men. Jay Freeman, black man in the building. Shout out to you for dropping a $50 super chat on it. Do appreciate you. Do appreciate you. He says, I say the same thing. Whatever you see in media, do the opposite. Do the opposite. Shout out to Jay.
I taught my children, especially my daughter, because media absolutely consumes the mind of black women, dog. It just absolutely does.
Yep, there's a data on that. They consume particularly social media more than more than anybody else. And the thing about that is this: so consuming social media more than anybody else is like the phone is basically media at that point. You know, the thing that you got in your hand 24 hours a day, that's the biggest source of your media. Social media and just regular media has merged. So yeah, it's no getting around that. There's no getting around that. But and they consuming the most of it. They're on social media more than anybody else. But Kevin C in the building says, that particular lovely and married black woman might have been Kevin Samuels' best and most classic caller. How did women miss this lady's basic truth? Thank you for
Bro, I've played
super
that
chat.
call
Appreciate
probably
that.
4 or 5 times on my show. That is the single, in my opinion, it's just one man's opinion. That is the greatest call it made me stop in my tracks. I was like, what the fuck? You almost never see a black woman talk like that. You rarely see a modern woman talk like that. But you almost never see a black woman talk like that. I'm sorry. Black women are scared to talk like that. Let's just be honest. Somewhat decent black women are terrified of the sisterhood. The sisterhood are the single most abusive human beings on earth. Fuck ISIS. Fuck the Taliban. Fuck the dudes in Afghanistan that took over after we left. They ain't got nothing on the ABW in the sisterhood. Dude, over the past 15 years, I have watched so many videos. I can't even count the number of videos I've seen of these sisterhood black women cursing, yelling, beating their children, blowing weed smoke in their children's face, hopping over the counter at Wendy's, beating the shit out of the cashier, getting in 6'4" men's faces, dumping milkshakes on their head. These are the most abusive, horrible women in the world. I have a series on my channel called Updates on the Worst Women in the World. And I'm primarily talking about American black women in the sisterhood. And my next update on the worst women in the world will be on some of the worst white women in the world. I'm gonna bring them into it too now.
Yeah, I got a clip. I'm gonna send you on that.
Oh, somebody clip some of my shit.
No. You said you got something coming up. Worst white women. Yeah, I'll send you something. I don't know. It might not make the cut. You probably got some bad stuff, but
I got some horrible shit.
What I send you might not make the cut, but it was a video that just was like it. I was up at 4 a.m. just scrolling on my phone and saw a white chick. She hopped up and got all chest to chest with some dude and slapped him, and she received some justice. So I'll just say that. But
let me ask you something, Bernard. I want to get your honest opinion, because there was a lady in the chat that said, "Oh, that chick, she looked kind of Latina, possibly," talking to that tall, dark-skinned dude that was trying to tell her about the types of women that you just played. She said, "Well, that's a Latina, and you black men be caping for Latinas." So I said to her, if she was a Latina, I guarantee you she learned that shit from black women. Those black or Latina women that destroyed that French fry restaurant in New York, where do you think those girls, if they were Latina, where do you think they learned how to behave like that? Bernard, do you have an opinion on that?
I'll say I don't know, because I mean, there's obviously on a bell curve, there's a percentage of them that are out of pocket. They have a little reputation to be like that sometimes, but I mean that I think percentage wise, not as many of them are going to act like that. So I'm not going to necessarily charge black women up for being with being responsible for the Latina women that act like that. However, you do normally see this, and if you see a white woman, and I see this more. I don't see this so much with Latina. I guess I don't pay that much attention. But I know I see this with white women. If you see a white woman with a group of black women, she's normally there being, sort of ratchet and out of pocket with them. You see a black woman with a group of white women, she's normally acting like Ashley Banks or the woman in the goddamn video you just showed. You see, so it's like, so you can see which group, you can see which group where the root of the problem more or less comes from. You can see which group has a higher concentration attached at the root.
Exactly.
I'll definitely say that, but I haven't really that with black and Latino.
But the thing about those young girls we saw in that video, they grew up in the internet age, and on the internet, I'm sorry, and I have never said black women are this or black women at that. I always say on my show, I'm not talking about black women. I'm talking about black women like these. And these types of black women is what dominates the internet. Do you remember how terrible I think you're old enough, Bernard, to remember how terrible black men's image was in the 90s?
Oh, of course.
Late 80s and 90s?
Yeah.
It was horrible. because of the
Pookie and Ray Rays that we talk about now, that we're talking about that caricature or real actual person that was around back then. That's really who we talking about when we talk about Pookie and Ray Ray. I don't even know what the modern Pookie and Ray Ray is. They wearing skinny jeans now. I don't know, but
but the thing of it is, black men's image was absolutely horrible in the late 80s and 90s. It wasn't just the gangster music that became pervasive, crack, the spreading of gang culture all over the country, and the movies, Menace to Society, Boys in the Hood. We had a string of movies that made us look terrible, right?
Yeah.
And the minister spoke to this during those times. I'm not going to go into what he said. But if we fast forward 30 years, it's the American black woman's image that is in the exact same place now, thanks largely to cable TV, all these reality shows where black women act a slap fucking fool, and the internet. The internet and cable TV has destroyed the American black woman's image. The American black woman's image is worse than the American black man's image 30, 35 years ago. She's in a similar predicament. Black men have incredibly improved our image. The crime rates have dropped dramatically, over the last 30 plus years, largely in part because black men aren't engaged in the same level of violence and stupidity that we used to be, for whatever reason, okay? But the stats, 64% in the middle class, according to the American Enterprise Institute. According to the Institute for Family Studies, 2.5 million black men are in the upper class. 20% of black men, 1 out of 5, is in the upper class. So all these claims of Dusty and everything, including me, including Bernard, including the men we saw at the Manosphere meetup, competent, productive, family-oriented black men. I'm sorry. We fly in the face of the narrative of the nightmare whore of the sisterhood. We just do. And the question becomes, if black women are truly concerned about being able to date up, date whoever you want to date, beloved. Date whoever you want to date. But these men, and this comes out of your mouth, these other races of men are way smarter than us. They don't see us marrying you. Do you think they will? Good luck. Good luck. Good luck taking that product into white America. I was on Game Changers once. I wasn't in the platform. I was just in the chat. I said, white boys are Hitler when it comes to weight and white women. They are Hitler. They are absolutely uncompromising. They are rigid in their ideology. Fat white women get nothing. And if you see a fat white woman with a decent white man, I can guarantee you she didn't start off fat. I can guarantee you that.
Yeah.
You're going to take that product of yours, black woman, into white America, and then you wonder why every other day, shout out to Miss Crimson Cure, she just did another story of a white man who has chopped up his black girlfriend. Every couple of months, we got a story of a white guy chopping up his black lover, female lover. And it's because you take your same propensity for choosing the worst men in the black community. You think it's the black men are the problem when it's not. You take your same terrible picking standards into the white community and you pick white trash men who end up either putting a bullet in your head like the cop did in Maryland with his black girlfriend when she tried to go tell his wife, or you end up chopped up like in these last 4 or 5 stories I've seen over the last 6 months of white guys chopping up their black girlfriends. Just keep thinking you're not the problem. Keep thinking.
Yeah, I do want to see, and just, again, that ain't nothing I care to do content on, to be honest. But I do want to see some data. I do want to see some data on that because I know damn, I forgot his name. What was his name? I know Red Supreme was doing that, but it was somebody else I was thinking about. I don't know why I can't think of his name. He was doing the surviving. I think he was doing a series called Surviving Bottom Shelf Brad or something like that.
Was it King Sigma?
King Sigma. I don't know.
Yes,
King.
Sigma.
Yeah, I like King Sigma.
Oh, he broke the DJ. What's his name? DJ Kid.
Yeah.
Jason Pope story. He broke that wide open. BET had to cover that shit.
Yeah.
The scumbags of BET had to.
Yeah, apologies to King Sigma. I don't know how I forgot his name. I like his content. Very, very intelligent brother. Very intelligent brother.
Brilliant
but yeah,
young man.
Brilliant. Yeah, he's covered that a lot of times, and I do wonder, is it the internet, the fact that when it happens, it's able to be put on the front page by people like King Sigma and Red Supreme and a few others who's doing it, or it seems like it's an uptake in it of those situations where
but you know what's weird? You know what's weird?
Yeah.
And check this, Bernard. Peep this. This is some Hoodservative shit. You know, Hoodservative has like the most quirky observations of anybody I've ever seen. That's why I like him so much.
Yeah.
How if white folks killing black folks is such a big deal, how come it's never made a big deal when one of these white boys kill their swirling girlfriends? Why is that not national news? Why is that not all over the place? I thought every time a white person kills a black person, it's such a big deal.
Yeah, you never seen some.
You never see these stories go national, crazy national, when white boys are chopping up their black girlfriends. Isn't that strange? Because black women don't want it out there. They don't. No. When Mr. Charlie kills one of these George Floyd type Negro males, we gotta hit the streets, we gotta march, we gotta protect our criminal class. But when black women are getting chopped up, shh, we don't want that image of white men out there. No. These are the white men we want to fuck.
I love them.
I love them.
That's an interesting observation that you don't see any social up in arms about that. Like it's
when Mr.
like
Charlie chops up a diva. Yes. You just don't see that, do you? Yeah, interesting though. Well, because if you look at the swirler movement, bro, I swear to God, I heard on a channel, and I don't know how we got into swirling. Well, it's because of black women dating up. Okay.
Yeah.
So there was a black woman on a channel, and she was telling a story. My right hand to God, dog. She was talking about her white boyfriend who had beaten her so many times, so severely, that she lost her baby. She was making excuses for him. Right hand to God.
Yeah.
That chick, that 318-pound black nightmare woman, Crystal Swirls.
Oh, yeah.
She had, like 3 or 4 years ago, she had a video go viral. Her 60-year-old white meth-addicted boyfriend and her were on the internet talking about how much we hate black men and how trash black men are. And the beauty, see, God is good, my brothers. God is so
Don't bring God in it.
I'm bringing God into it, Bernard. God is good. God is great. Allahu Akbar, brother. When that same 318-pound nightmare woman, just 6-8 months later, was on her channel crying and snot dripping down her nose because that meth-addicted white boy had stomped the shit out of her. And she's crying. She had to put him in jail and everything because old meth head Mr. Charlie, I call him, what do I call those guys? I have a name. I forgot the name. I'm sorry. I'll think of it in a minute. But Mr. Meth Head Charlie, man, beat the living shit out of her. And now she's crying on her channel. Nigga, there were black women in her chat saying, what did you do to him? Did you do something to make him angry? These swirler whores are insane.
Was that the same video?
Let me just say this. Let me just say this. I'm not talking about black women who happen to date a white guy. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about black women who get on the internet and try to make themselves more attractive to white guys by hating black men. You're attracting racist white men to you, you stupid Negro wenches. Go ahead.
Damn. With that video, is that the same video or another video? Because I remember David Carroll, RIP, kind of miss David Carroll right now. But I know he's the one who put it out there that I think she was crying. I think it was a later video. She was crying because he left, and it all leaked out that he was abusive and he didn't have no job. He was on meth. And he was leaving her to go move back in with his mom. And she
at 50-something years old.
And she was like crying, like just crocodile tears, just ugly face crying. That shit was.
But Bernard,
that shit was the worst.
Bernard, that's dating up for them. As long as, like, shout out to David Carroll, his white skin covers up the multitude of his imperfections. That's not an exact quote.
Yeah,
that's
his white skin covers up a multitude of imperfections and
yes,
sins.
yes. That's it's loosely based on David Carroll's famous quote. Shout out to David Carroll.
Yeah.
So this is dating up for a lot of black women. You know, there's the white guy that beat to death the black woman's 12-year-old son and beat and brutalized her other 2 children. You remember that story? That tattooed up white boy with the jewelry. I think it was somewhere in the Midwest. This black woman was dating a white guy. They lived in a Section 8 apartment, and then the black woman's children lived in another apartment that had no furniture. The white boy beat the black woman's 12-year-old son to death and left the body in the apartment with the other 2 children that he would regularly beat and abuse. And they lived in a completely different apartment. This is what dating up is for the black queen, baby. Yeah.
Nick Taylor in the building with a $10 super chat. I do appreciate that. He says, how can anyone look at the Democrat stronghold ran top to bottom and think they're attempting to help your butt? Here's a novel idea. Help yourself. Reds don't need the blues. Step over them. Thank you for the super chat. Do appreciate that. Shout out to Kevin C once again with another super chat. He said, Republicans have policies and beliefs that actually help black men in many ways. Immaterial of how they feel about black men as a collective. Right. We don't care how they feel about it. We don't care how they feel about us. Osama Abdul in the building says, Lil Big Nate, BR Hood Servative. Yeah, Hood Servative had to leave, but he says, Lil Big Nate, BR Hood Servative, a terrific trio. You know it. Absolutely. Thank you for the super chat. Do appreciate that. And TBE Truckin says, I'm in a waiting room. Phone on speaker, man. If you don't get some earbuds or something, like, bruh, you can't be in no waiting room giving people heart attacks and shit. Like, they ain't ready. I don't know where you
especially if I'm speaking, dog. It's gonna be a problem.
You know damn well that you wrong for that one. No, damn well you wrong.
Man. I'm sorry. You finished?
Oh no, yeah, that was it on the super chat end. Thank you everybody who's supporting the stream. Appreciate it. Go ahead.
Yeah, honestly, when it comes to the issue of dating up for black women is going to have to understand you time yourself out. And KS made great points in trying to inform these women whose minds have been so thoroughly poisoned by the Democrats, the left, liberalism, and feminism. I mean, poisoned beyond, most of them are beyond help, to be honest with you. And brothers joke on me for being, full of hopium because I have the nerve to say where there's life, there's hope. And I genuinely believe that. Where there's life, there's hope. It's not that I'm necessarily hopeful, but just as an observation of truth, where there is life, there still could possibly be improvement on that life. Once the life is gone, then there's nothing. But these women, the left told you, Murphy Brown told you, all these TV shows, the music, the movies, everything told you can hold off marriage. You go get that career, you go get that college education, you go have your fun and do whatever you want to do for the first 20 years of your adulthood until you're in your late 30s. Then when you're ready to settle down, no matter how much damage you've done to yourself, some man will be there to do that. And thanks to the Black manosphere and the larger manosphere, thanks to, other aspects of the red pill movement, dog, these men aren't falling for it. They're not. Men haven't changed that much from where men usually have been. Most men start off a little blue pill, a little simpish. I was a simp back in the day, way back in the day. My ex-wife got me out of the simping to a degree. And then some other experiences got me out of it completely. But American women, especially black women, are going to have to come to terms and reconcile in their mind how much the political party they've given their allegiance to has lied to them. Everything they've told you is a lie. Everything they told you is a lie. They told you that you could just Do whatever you want with what's sitting in your womb. There's no emotional, physical, medical repercussions to it. No spiritual repercussions to it. You just do what you want. Just do what you want. And just like I said, if you want to destroy the world, these are little Big Nate quotes that people are now quoting all over the space. If you want to destroy the world, you don't have to put women in charge of the world. Just put women in charge of their lives. They'll destroy the world. And they are destroying our country. There is no greater threat and enemy to America's security and standard in the world than single motherhood. There is no, slavery didn't do this kind of damage to the Black American family. Not even close. Not even close. I asked Mr. Let Go when he was up here, I said, what is a more deadly foe to Black American men and families? White supremacy or feminism? Mr. Let Go, in his classic form, had to say both. That's not even close to being true today. It's not even close. It's just not. I can show you one instance that I'm aware of some white dudes laughing about dead N-word babies on the internet. There's one instance I've heard of that. No, I'm sure there's more, but I'm only familiar with one. Okay? Now, how many times have ABWs talked about terminating the lives of their unborn Black boys? It's all over the internet. Chantel Simone did a short that I played on my show yesterday. She did a short.
Wait, really quick. Hold your thought. Is this the Michonne Denise that you talk about all the time?
That's the Michonne Denise I be talking about. Yes.
Yeah, I think
Shout
I've
out,
seen
Miss
her in there.
Denise.
Yeah, okay, I've seen her in there. I just subscribed on your word. You said she's real funny or something.
Dog, she is the funniest woman on the periphery of the Black manosphere. Now I know
like
some
intentionally funny. Intentionally
nigga,
funny.
she's funny.
Okay,
She's just funny, dog. I'm telling you.
Check her out.
It's definitely check her out, man. But yeah, these women, you listen to these nightmares on the left, and now you find yourself in these precarious positions where you have these children, you have these traumas, you have these issues, and now you're ready to settle down with a man. They lied to you. And you're not just a victim of them. You elected to follow them. You elected to follow the Democrat Party, Maxine Waters, Nancy Pelosi, Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton.
Oh, wow.
You elected.
Hillary?
This is what we call her in the conservative movement, Hillary. Because
Why
of
you
what
call
she
her-
did in North Africa and Libya. She's a war criminal. She just is. She just
What'd she
is.
do? Real quick, very, very briefly. What did she do?
She
update those
funded
that don't know.
ISIS to destroy Libya, in a nutshell. She
Mm-hmm.
funded ISIS to go into Libya and destroy it and kill Muammar Gaddafi. Period.
Mm-hmm. All right.
That's what she did. She is by the Geneva Convention definition, she is a war criminal. But she's celebrated and she can run for president, and a bunch of Black women are going to vote for her, and Black men. She destroyed the jewel of North Africa, and you're voting for her. That's why I said I have to come to the space. I came to the space, I surveyed the scene for 2 years, and I said, all right, let me go ahead and start speaking. These niggas can say what they want. They can do to me what they want. I'm going to tell them exactly what I think. And nigga, I ain't lost the debate yet. Except to SKC. Shout out to SKC.
Yeah, when he was telling you need to watch your tone or something.
Hey, he's telling you there's some things you need to do, Nate, if you want to make this bread. And I'm about to do them. So yeah, man. Yeah.
All right, cool.
But if Black women want to date up, first of all, you should stop wanting to date, period. All dating means to a woman is becoming a ran through. The more you date, the more ran through you become. I'm sorry. It's just the truth. This is simple logic. I am not a genius. I just sound like one. Okay? Now, you have to stop dating. You have to marry up or whatever.
Address this one real quick. Hold on, wait. Address this one real quick. He says, wait, sure. Shout out to Keep 100. He says, wait, Republicans don't commit war crimes?
Yes, they've committed war crimes, but in our recent history, the Democrats and the Republicans have. George W. Bush is no darling of conservative politics, keep it 100. Bruh, your best bet is just to come to my channel, go to Conservatives channel, listen, and all due respect, you got to learn. You're coming out of the Luciferian left with the way you think. I have never, Bernard, I have never once, you cannot pull one clip of me telling black men to go vote Republican. I tell black men to vote their interests. I tell black men to look at the platform of the DNC and the RNC, and you tell me, black man, which platform most closely aligns with what we promote in this space. There's only one. So you can take your prejudice and your anger and your angst at the white man in the Republican Party and see how far that gets you, sir. See how far it gets you. I don't give a shit. I came to this space 3 years ago on Bernard's channel saying, why do you care if white people don't like you? Why do you care if white people don't like you? See, that's where Keep It 100's comment comes from. He wants to be loved. Most Democrat black men want to be loved. They're looking for Republicans to show them some olive branch of love and solidarity. No, they're not going to do that. They're going to say, look, these are the policies that will help you become an entrepreneur, will help you have a strong family. These are what we're going to promote. And look, I have my misgivings about the Republican establishment. I've talked down on them for years. But it's hard to have time to talk down on them when the Democrats are promoting giving 11-year-old girls double mastectomies and hysterectomies. That's a little bit more pressing for me. Go ahead, though.
All right. We are joined by Black Holmes. Joined
Blake.
by... Oh, Blake. I'm sorry. I can't... Blake Holmes. My bad. Blake Holmes in the building. Go ahead. What you got on this conversation? And oh, shit. I can't see my head no more. But hold on. What you got on this conversation?
Oh, yeah. I'd have to agree. I heard a little bit of it, but I'd have to agree that a lot of black women prioritize their career over marriage. A lot of them... I actually just got out of a relationship that was similar. I kind of saw some of the signs, but it's like you can see where they wasted their 20s and maybe early 30s and then waiting until the end. But then at that point, they're so stuck in their ways, it's kind of hard to get them to conform to being in a relationship, so to speak. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's kind of sad if you think about it, because they waste a lot of time in their prime. And what they don't understand is that we're not the same. As men, we get better when we get older. Women need to cherish their youth and cultivate that time and focus on building a relationship with a man. I mean, there's nothing wrong with having a career and all of that. But at the same time, I just don't think black women prioritize relationships as much. And I'm only saying black women because that's my preference. It could be women across the board. I don't know. But what do y'all think about that?
You want me to go first?
Go ahead, Nate. Go ahead, Nate.
They don't. The ultimate problem with the ABW is they don't understand the damage. This is what I've told women that listen to my channel, okay? And tell me if I'm right. I said there's only one set of circumstances that you as a woman, as you grow older, you grow more in value. There's only one. Only one. The only person on earth that has a sexual relationship with you where you will grow more valuable to him as you grow older is to your husband. In the open dating marketplace, you become less valuable the older you become as a woman. To your husband, the older you grow, the more valuable you become to him. That's why you're supposed to have a husband, and you're not supposed to leave him, you silly fucking women. These women, if you listen to the Kavindra G show, if you listen to Kevin Samuels' show, these women, I swear to you, my right hand is to God, there was a black woman that left her man. I don't know if it was her husband or her man, but she had children with him. And she left him because of, quote, he wasn't spontaneous enough. Nigga, you broke up your family with your man or husband because he wasn't, quote, spontaneous enough? You ended your family over spontaneity? These fucking women are insane. Not all of them, but they leave their men and their husbands because, number one, I've outgrown him. I'm now better than him. I have a degree. He doesn't. I have a master's. He only has an undergrad. Even though I'm 70 pounds heavier, even though I've got 2 children, I'm still more valuable than him. And I'm going to listen to my miserable, terrible girlfriends. And I'm going to go find me even a better man. And then you get out there, you're nothing but side piece meat for the jackals. That's all you are. And that's all you're going to be. I wish there was some data on the number of divorced women who want to go back to their husbands. I wish there was that.
That's interesting right there. That is a good question. That is a good question. I got good question. I try to look that up. I'll try to see if I can find something on that.
I doubt it. I doubt it. But yeah, sure. Check it out, man. Let us know, please.
Yeah. But we got a game changer in the building. What's going on? What you got?
Hey, what's going on, Bernard? No, I just came to back up the brother in the bottom where he was saying about prioritizing relationship and marriage. Yes, that is the basic thing that separates Black women from every other woman on the planet. Every other woman on the planet do put a great priority, a high premium on marriage and relationship and family. Black women have taught themselves not to. And the reason why they did that is because they don't want to lose the leverage. As long as it's more important to the men than it is the women, then they can leverage it against them. They say in any negotiation, he who wants it more loses. So they make sure that they want relationship and marriage less than Black men. And that is how they were able to leverage such relationships. We all see these relationships where the man is, extraordinarily more handsome than the woman is pretty. And the man is extraordinarily more fit than the woman is fit. We see these relationships that didn't happen out of nowhere. They've taught themselves, okay, I'm not going to give relationships top priority, and I'm also going to convince the more naive ones to not give relationships top priority, making them the low-valued women that we see today collectively.
This is something that I noticed, man, in my last relationship. Now I know there were some things that I needed to work on at the time. That's cool, but one of the things that I noticed is that now I had a problem with the weight gain. I'm not gonna lie. She did gain. Like when I met her initially, she was about a good size 6 to an 8, right? And then she over time started to gain weight. I have no idea where that came from, but it's almost like in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, because she was extremely devoted to her career. So in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, I'm bringing this to your attention, and so forth and so on. But if your job told you you need to lose 20 pounds in order to keep this job, she would be in the gym faithfully.
Yeah.
It depends on the mentality. Many women, particularly actresses, are told that, and they still are fat. And that's because
they be going on those crash diets, losing weight for those roles.
No, like what's her name? Lisa Ray, Vivica Fox, those Fox Soviets. Yeah. So the way they feel and the way that Black men have allowed them to feel is that if you don't like it, we'll find somebody who does. They use that philosophy when it comes to mating and stuff like that. And since there's always some thirsty dude out there that's willing to fuck a fat bitch, they use that philosophy. No, they do. They use that philosophy.
Yeah, that's legit.
But the premise is that, brother, is that you're right. That is the most self-destructive thing that they have going for them, and that is they don't prioritize relationships. And family. Family is something that's offered to the man in exchange for tolerance of fat, belligerent bitches.
But also we have to keep.
Hold on, real quick, little big Nate. Mr. C in the building dropped a $20 cash app on me. Thank you very much for the $20 cash app. Appreciate that. Go ahead, Little Big Nate. You got it.
There's a woman named Jasmine Stanley. I talked about her on my show yesterday. She's a 300+ pound Black yoga instructor.
She was in that Gatorade Fit commercial, I think.
Oh, thank you, Jasmine.
I did some content on that.
About maybe 4 or 5, 6 months ago. Yeah.
Yep.
I did it earlier in the year. I'm not taking credit for it, but I saw this insanity when I first saw the article, even before she had the Gatorade commercial. I saw this article of this 300-pound Black woman talking about racism and white supremacy in yoga. My company car had to go into the shop. My son used to work at Panera Bread in a pretty snazzy part of town. So I just took a day off while they fixed my company car. I used my son's car. I dropped him off at work. There were some things I had to do. Took the day off. And I rode right next to his Panera Bread is a yoga studio. Right hand to God. So I'm driving by the yoga studio. I drove to drop him off. And of course, I had to come back when I had to pick him up. And all I saw were fit, nice-looking white women with a Starbucks that was also in the little shopping area. They had a Starbucks in their right hand. They had the yoga mat under their left shoulder and their phone in their left hand, walking into the yoga studio. Just white woman after white woman after white woman. And that dawned on me. I was like, I guess it was Jasmine Stanley, thinks that yoga is white supremacist and racist because it's full of fit, nice-looking white women. Why else would you think yoga is racist? This is the leftist mentality of American Black women today, and it's why they have been destroyed. So what does leftist culture do? They take Miss Jasmine Stanley and they give her a Gatorade commercial. She was rewarded with her absolute insanity with a, I'm sure, well-paying gig on a nationalized Gatorade commercial. They reward the most disgusting, retarded, horrible Black people on the left, like Jasmine Stanley.
Well, I mean, if you want to reward a fat Black woman, you give her food, not a commercial. Just to be clear, and there's another thing I want to clear up too, and that is that how can I say this? Yoga is not exercise. It's not. Yoga is stretching the fucked up body you already got. So what she's doing is not technically exercising. Now, those white women that you've seen, what they're doing is they're just, learning how to be more bendy and flexy with the body that they got after they exercised already. But yoga is not going to change your form. You're just stretching and bending the crappy or the nice body that you already have. In that regard, but a lot of Black women do it so they could say that they do it, so they could actually say that they work out. Like, look, I work out, I go to yoga, blah blah blah, and then they don't go. They sign up and then they buy the mat so they could drive around with it in their back seat, and you could say, "Oh, you do yoga?" They don't do yoga, and even if they did, it wouldn't be a good thing because it's just refattening it. It's just kneading the dough that is their body. Like that is what it actually is.
Yeah. So hold on.
That's Jasmine Stanley. Yes, sir. That woman says that yoga in America is white supremacist and racist.
Now, it was funny that Gatorade Fit commercial. It was an in-shape white guy in the commercial.
Yes.
It was an in.
There's no such thing. There's no such thing as fat toned. God damn it! Listen. There's different.
What the hell are you talking about? Man, I didn't click on that. Okay, so there's
different types of fat. There's soft fat and then there's hard fat. Hard fat is a greater concentration of fat. Okay, it's not toned. If it was toned, it'll be muscle. Fat don't tone. Fat just get harder than regular fat. So which means that she is dense fat, okay? She is dense fat. It means that the fat that she has in her hard fat ass is toned, is compressed into a chrysalis of fat. and you call it tone. Ain't that some shit? I like tone fat. That is ridiculous.
I want to say one thing real quick. Something black people, both black males and females, are going to have to learn. You can hate white people if you want. I'm the guy that came to this space and said, you can hate whoever you want. It doesn't matter to me. Why? I ask black people, why do you care if white people hate you? And I would ask white people, why do you care if black people? Why do you care? Okay, it shouldn't even bother you. It shouldn't even bother you. Okay, now, but the question is, you can't let your hatred of people have you ignore their success. Black women would rather be angry at white women in yoga instead of learning from them. Okay, just like there are black men that will, if you say, well, you know, these white guys were able to come together, a small group of them, you know, pool their resources. They built this, they made that. I ain't listening to no white man. I ain't following no white man. I mean, that's the patriarchal system. We got to destroy that. You cannot have this attitude and be successful in this country. And this is why black women don't have the success they have in the mating world. And this is why black men don't have the success they should have in the world of business and entrepreneurship, because we don't want to learn because of some white boogeyman or white woman or white boogie woman bullshit. You need to come out of that. And if somebody has something of value you can learn, just fucking learn it.
Well, we got to address this. You see, Game Changer, I got some disagreement with you. I do believe this woman is actually, holy shit, that's scary. I don't know how she doesn't die from.
He does that in the Gatorade commercial.
I know. Yeah, but I
nightmarish.
I saw that in the Gatorade commercial. You didn't see her just get into the position like that. She was already there. It was just funny seeing her do that. But Game Changer, I do gotta, make an amendment on something. She's not fat. She's big boned, and if they took her skeleton, it would look like this. That's
yeah. Well, you know who else got big bones? Dinosaurs. And you want to know why they extinct? Because they were shaped like this bitch. Like that's why.
They actually found a big boned skeleton. A big boned skeleton in the biology room. They actually discovered one. It exists. That's real. All right.
Bernard, do you want to see the video of the overweight black woman saying that black men that like fit black women are David Duke and the Knights of the Ku Klux Klan? Do you want to see that video?
Oh shit. Yeah, I guess
it's just a few minutes. I don't know.
That one. Damn it, I'm struggling. Hold on, let me get this. Okay, thank you. I was trying to get that big boned skeleton off of the screen.
Okay, I'll get it up for you. Just give me a minute.
Yeah, we could look at that one.
So OG says, can any of the other brothers on the panel do the exercise she's doing? No, I have a penis, and it shouldn't be doing shit like that, And secondly, it's not exercise. I already told you it is not exercise. If it was exercise, how come she's not getting fitter? She's getting fatter. Okay, it's not exercise. She's stretching the fat she already got.
I hope y'all are ready for this. This is gonna blow your minds, dog. This is some terrifying shit which you're about to hear. And for all of you who want to argue with me about, it's both sides of the political spectrum. Everything that comes out of this woman's mouth is leftist, Democrat, woke, trope bullshit. Every single word. Wait till you hear it. Give me a second. Let me get this pulled up. Y'all gonna love this shit.
I can't see it in the back. If you thought
not yet. I haven't got it pulled up yet. All right, it should be there now. You tell me when you're ready, Bernard.
All right, here we go.
This is, let's give credit where credit's due. This is Chisasha Zed. He's doing real well. He's he's kind of like a poor man's podcast type dude.
All right.
Got a channel, 161,000 subscribers. Salute to the brother. Go by, tell him Little Big Nate sent you. All right. I'll put the link in the chat. Please watch this nightmare unfold.
Let's get it.
I want to have a conversation about how black education like this is good.
Y'all go back and watch my Soros video if you want to see what she has to say about dating a college-educated man versus a hood dude. I really don't know what she means by hood dude, but I want to focus specifically on the college-educated black man. I myself am an HBCU educated. Shout out to Fisk University and also Dillard University.
Got a PhD in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get it.
Sorority girl, and I had to learn quick what it meant to be a fat black woman navigating at HBCU. And since, I've grown up.
Do you see how they've embraced the dysfunction? Instead of solving the dysfunction, let's embrace it and celebrate it, which is what they do. Just like I said in your show, probably earlier this year, I said, when are we going to celebrate unemployed Black men? When are we going to start celebrating unemployed Black men? Okay?
Yeah.
Be 40 in a couple years. And most of the spaces that I am in are with college educated men and women. And most of the disrespect that I've received have been from college educated Black men. This past summer, I went viral because I met this.
Go ahead.
I am a college educated Black man, and I have nothing but the utmost. I couldn't even say the whole thing. All right, continue. What do you mean college educated Black men don't? What do you mean college educated? Yes, the moment I got my degree, I was like, you fat bitch. Okay, I couldn't even.
All right, let's continue. Let's continue.
IOTA. And I did this trend to give them a shout out because he was saying that they didn't get a lot of, love from people. And I respect them a whole lot. So I told them I would do the trend. Well, I ended up going viral on my TikTok page, and it ended up on Greek Shenanigans. And if you're familiar with Greek Shenanigans, nothing's positive about it. So I was getting all these texts and Facebook messages and Instagram messages telling me, girl, you made it to Greek Shenanigans. So I went, of course, and looked at the video, and I started perusing the comments. And every single disrespectful comment was from a Black college-educated man.
Could you pause for a second?
How does she know? Is this like a? How would she know that it was college educated, or is a place a place specific for college educated?
Yeah, it's Greek Shenanigans.
Okay, got it.
But so I just want to say, Zeta, stop letting in fat bitches.
I don't think this is a live conversation. I think he's just playing a clip.
No, I know. I'm saying Zetas.
Oh, Zetas. I thought that was a guy name. All right, I'm tripping. All right, go ahead. Carry on.
No.
I won't say nothing.
No worries. Because what's happening with you, and you ladies know who I'm talking about, is that your reputation is on the border. Everybody knows where SG Rose stands and the Deltas and the AKAs. They know they have like a solid reputation of whether the chicks are hot or not. And they know which one the not hot chicks go to. There is a place for women like this. And you don't want your sorority Zetas to be that place. You can't have women like this represent you always. It's gonna make you don't have the what's the word? You don't have the pull to do this. Your sorority don't have the pull to let in a bunch of fat bitches, or else you will be the second fat bitch sorority. And you don't want that. You don't want them type of problems. That's all.
All right. How further along in the video does she say what it is that you saying that she said? Because I forgot at this point.
No, you can see in the background.
No. I'm talking to Nate. I'm talking to Nate. I forgot while we was playing this. But go ahead, Nate. Roll it.
The first one that I saw was from one of my Sigma brothers. And he said something like, in my Kevin Samuel voice, look at Big Shirley or something like that. Then I saw a whole lot of comments about, oh, you promoting obesity, because me breathing is, promoting obesity. And I know she can cook by the way her arms jiggle. I mean, they was being disrespectful and talking about my body. But me, I clap back, and of course I can defend myself. But what I've learned over the years, that a lot of, not all, because I know y'all gonna get to tripping, a lot of college educated Black men buy into white pathology and aggression.
I'm sorry, man. Okay.
Babies of racism and patriarchy, they uphold. A lot of them are anti-Black, colorist, homophobic, sexist, misogynist.
Can I say something here?
Yeah, go ahead.
This and this argument, this part of the argument, I'm gonna have to give to Nate. I'm gonna have to give it to him. There's this identity that Black women have with these characteristics that if you don't want them, then you are somehow misogynist or misogynoir, or what. It's almost like obesity and being a Black woman is like packaged, like it's part and parcel. And again, like I'm fitness is my religion. Let's start there. It's my religion. It's all I do. That's all, every day, and I always criticize these women about these things. And you know, I'm harder on these women than Kevin is, and I do got to give it. I mean, well, part of it is, a lot of it lately is liberalism, but a lot of it is our culture. Our women been like this for a minute. Yeah, you could look at the old pictures with a lot of slim women, but Big Mama been Big Mama since Big Mama been Big Mama for a long time. We have been a lot more forgiving about overweight Black women than any other race of men has ever been since we've been here. Like, you know, the mammy has been a thing. And now she's talking about what college men don't accept. College dudes ain't going to college working hard to establish themselves in the world to then get what they could have got if they stayed on the block. It's not happening. It's not happening. So, but continue. But this, just to address what my man said about yoga, he's absolutely correct. You know, I'm familiar with the woman that you showed in the video doing the upside down yoga split and all of that stuff. I mean, you know, that stuff ain't. I mean, if you're into that stuff, that's you know, you can, any of y'all can, if you practice enough, do that stuff, man. It's not something that's like impossible for anybody here to do with the amount of practice.
Well, yoga is for women. Yoga is like fine tuning, you know, what a fit woman already has. Like when she's fit, she's good to look at. When she yogas and fit, she's more, you know, flexible and bendable and stuff like that.
Yeah, you took the time to get in shape. Now go to yoga so you can put both legs behind your head. Nice and
exactly. It refines, but nobody cares if you could put if a fat woman could put both feet behind her head, you know, because women don't have that.
Some people
I'm gonna say this though. Women tend to, on average, be more flexible than us anyway. To be honest, for us to do the stuff that they're doing, like, you know, and men, don't sleep on yoga. Don't sleep on yoga. Okay. But at the end of the day, like when I see women do that stuff, there's women that can do some like impressive yoga feats, but they're not regular practitioners of yoga. They're just flexible, period. And so that none of that stuff is impressive to me when I see even big girls do it, because, you know, again, on average, they're more flexible than we are, period. So they're just doing what is coming natural to them. It's like us lifting something heavy or opening a jar for them and, you know, bragging about it. Like, oh, look, I can lift heavier things than you. Like, so what?
Yeah, wait, hold on. That wasn't me pleading guilty. I was thinking about other people, dudes who willfully, you know, claim that they prefer fat women. If they find one that could put their legs behind their head, they happy with it. I was laughing at them. That wasn't me pleading guilty. Cut it out. Don't charge me up. Don't charge me up.
Why do brothers think that? OG mentioned push-ups. What is it with brothers in the space and push-ups?
I don't know. You ain't get challenged to another push-up contest by another 60-year-old.
Well, no, this is OG challenging little Big Nate. I'm just saying, like, why is push-ups like the most impressive feat that a man can do? I don't get that.
Let's see, little big mistake. Do 15 push-ups, Mr. Riley. Why these idiots put me in a timeout? I don't know why they timing you out. I can't. I watched the chat, but I don't see everything. But all right,
15 push-ups though. 15. That's it.
Yeah, that is a low starting place. I didn't think about that.
He said
That is
that, like, I mean, shout out to Jay. But
Yeah.
15.
He
That's the challenge.
He is 60 plus. I mean,
Okay.
Like lately, I've been getting a lot of boomers doing push-ups lately. Like,
listen, there's videos of you on YouTube where you got 60, almost 70-year-olds doing all types of gymnastic, pull-ups, flips, and muscle ups and stuff like that in the park. So I'm not impressed by.
I've seen that.
Yeah,
But no, lately we get it from like the more pro-blacks, trying to defend the black women's, challenging us to push-up types. But I see what you're talking about, the Michael Jai White type dudes that,
let me go ahead and run it so we can get to David Duke.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Homophobic, sexist, misogynist, fat phobic men. And a lot of them do a lot of things that they do because they want to impress their family and their friends. Now, they're going to deny, because that's what I saw in the comments on this original video and even a lot of the stitches. But if you ask them why their preferences are their preferences, they get to sounding like David Duke and the White Knights of the KKK.
You got it, Nate. You got that. No protest at all.
Well, I mean, do David Duke, and I remember David Duke because he used to be a politician out here. Does he talk about fat black chicks?
No, I think that what she's saying is like, I guess people who are conservative against obesity, like they would be shaming or phobic or this, and all of those words are not really words. Like I hate when people just attach phobia to anything that they're trying to defend. Like, if you like something and somebody else don't like it, then you're saying they're phobic of that thing, where phobia is a clinical fear of something. Nobody's clinically fearful of fat people. Okay.
Well, yeah, but I mean, true. But does he even mention fat, even as it pertains to white women or anything like that? Like, I know that he has a lot of issues, but none of those seem to relate to fat, though.
I would say that white culture, all right, white people and white men in particular are much less forgiving of obesity in their women. We know that. Like, we allow it. All right. So I'm thinking that she's using David Duke as some sort of like figurehead for that position. Right.
Agreed.
Right. Well, hold on. But does she go and Nate, does she go on and explain her position, or was just a scattershot? Yeah, I like David Duke for saying I need to lose weight. Nate.
Well, yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Well, my thing keeps getting muted. I'm not sure what's going on. I'm not. What was your question again?
Does she further explain?
No, it's almost over. It's almost over.
Okay, go ahead.
You want me just to play it? Okay, all right.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, just hear her try to land the plane. Go ahead.
That's really all it is. And before y'all come over here talking about some, I'm just mad that they don't want to date me. I definitely don't want to date men who hate black women and who hate fat people. All right, bye.
Wow.
Okay, so she didn't make a point. She just scattershotted random.
I just found it. Oh, somebody want to say something?
No, I just want to say this is your mind on leftist ideology as an American black woman, dog. Period. She so perfectly illustrates what black women who commit themselves to that party and that ideology end up looking like and thinking like. Right there.
My position is, I think black women haven't changed for a long time, and I think that the Dems and the liberals, they cater to that. I don't think that there's certain things about black culture that have always existed, and I do think that some of it has been exacerbated by liberals. Mm-hmm. This is what I find interesting about what she said. It's funny to me how any demands made on black women by black men is equated to us either trying to be white men or holding them to a white supremacist standard, but then we are compared to white men for when it comes to our incomes, status, success, this, that, and the third, and we're measured to be honest, on a higher standard, because, you know, when you talk about this high value man stuff and you look at the percentage of people in this country that qualify for that title, and you see that that's a low number, but then you require the majority of black men to fit that position, that is judging, you know, or ranking black men on a quote unquote white supremacist standard, or even above that when it comes to what we are to provide, or the lifestyle we to provide black women with. But as soon as we start asking for returns on that investment, then we're either want to be white men, patriarchal, and all this other nonsense. Like, get out of here, man.
Yeah.
And all you got to do is get on a treadmill. That's easier than the shit you asking for.
But no, keep it 100. They would rather try to change the mind of all living men on the planet Earth to embrace that type of woman than simply go to the gym and eat right. In their mind, keep it 100, it's easier to change 3 to 4 billion men's thinking than to just go to the gym and eat right.
Well, yeah,
because,
I mean, that's trying to shape the world to fit them as opposed to shaping themselves to fit the world.
Thank you.
So it's a sign of a lot of other bad things when it comes to this mentality. Like, you know, look at her hair. Like, you know, look at like all the other stuff.
Oh yeah, that shit was red.
That did not escape me.
I thought that was a damn hat.
So you have to deal with that. Like, imagine like the smell. First of all, just imagining all that stuff that's going on, you know, and all the badness that go on down below. It's just ridiculous. So of course, people who have a standard for themselves is not going to deal with that type of nonsense. Look at that smell. You know, it's ridiculous.
So this is the point. Check this out. One more point, B. If you look at this, is why I say it's really a cultural thing between black people and white people. If you look at white people, I don't care what their political designation is. White men like their women trim. I don't care if they're liberal. I don't care if they're conservative. I don't care what position on the political spectrum they play. They like their women looking a certain way. Period.
Baby got back. That ain't what he said.
Now
they changed their views, bro. Where you at? You stuck in a time warp? Are you stuck in a time warp? Are you stuck?
Let's not major in the minor.
He said little in the middle. Let's be clear.
No. Okay, well, this is what I'm just saying. When I came up, they did like real small.
Who's that? Jay?
Skinny. In the middle. He's talking about a Jennifer
No. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying.
That is what he said. And he also said, this is a Nebraska face bitch, okay?
Plain train
with the Oakland booty.
You don't even make no sense. I know you can't do 50 push-ups, and you was talking that bullshit about me. Okay, you came cam up.
I can do 100.
You came cam. I know you probably can, bro. Hey, bro. I'm pretty sure you can. But I guarantee you, Game Changer can, and I guarantee you, Nate can.
You don't think I can do 50 push-ups?
Hit it now.
I'm not.
Let's hit it now. Let's hit it now. Let's hit it now. Let's cam up and hit it now. Let's cam up and hit it now.
Okay, let's do this. Let's do this.
We ain't gonna do shit. Let's cam up right now and let's get it in.
Let's do.
Wait. Let's cam up and get it in. Let's cam up and get it in right now.
Really, y'all?
Let's cam up and get it in.
All right.
Let's cam up.
Time out. I just want to say something real quick for that baby got back statement.
Right.
These are the women that he was talking about when baby got back. You
didn't listen to what I said, but look what he's standing on. You didn't listen to what I said. You didn't listen to what I said.
Talking about.
No. You didn't listen to what I said. Back in the day, they didn't. You know what? They didn't want white women to have a spinal cord and a gap between their back. That's what's the standard for white women back in the 70s and the 60s.
Standard for black
no, it's not. No, it's bro. Have you? When the last time you went to a Cheetah 3? When the last time you went to a Cheetah 3? When the last time you went to a Cheetah 3? When the last time you went to a Cheetah 3, bro?
Right now.
Hey, bring up. Hey.
All right. Hold on. Let's get some order. Let's get some.
Before we was alive. That's
okay. Again. Game changer. You not game changer. I don't excuse you.
Hold on. Wait. Hold on. I muted both of y'all. Let's get some order. All right. OG, just try to explain in a general, non-scattershot. What's your issue with what's being said right now? Just explain. Just explain it. I'm giving you the floor to explain what your issue is. Uninterrupted. Just explain what's your issue. Go. And by,
you know what?
That baby got back. That's what he meant right there.
Okay. You know what my issue is? My issue really is anything that you can think of, you can find over the internet. So you can pick and choose anything you want to have as a discussion in any downfall or upfall or in the black community. The problem I'm having is these degradable tones that y'all use towards black women. I guarantee you can go and do, and that's why the challenge of the push-up was in the first place. Here's a woman who's obviously we know is big, right? But she's limber. She's out there doing her stretches, whatever she do or whatever. It wouldn't be the woman I choose for my lifestyle. But what I'm just saying is the same guys who are making all these degradables, these statements about black women like that. These people, some of them don't even cam up. I know Lil Nate cam up. These guys don't even cam up and do anything. And I ask, the only thing I ask, can you do what she did? That's what I'm saying. I'm not talking about all the stretches she did. Can you do what she did? And if you can't do what
your question, can I ask
no, he said uninterrupted, bro.
Well, you was rounding to a close. You did that.
No, I'm getting to a close.
I'm getting
to a close. I'm getting to a close. Here I am. I spent my whole life keeping myself in shape, keeping myself, my diet and everything else. And I see so many black men who are not in shape, who health is in bad health, number one. And that's what I try to promote on my channel. But I don't promote their bad health in a way that I step on top of them. I promote it in the kind of way that I try to lift them up and tell them they can do it. I don't use terms to kick somebody in the teeth when they're already down. I try to promote bringing brothers up. That's what I do. And I don't believe you have to do the things that, it sounds like, I said it earlier, it sounds like I'm in a session of a psychiatrist and I'm listening in some of the shit that I hear over this internet. And that's what my problem I have. That's the major problem I have. Because I know a lot of these brothers is butthurt.
Can I address this real quick?
All right, go ahead, Nate. You got it.
Real quick. What OG refuses to acknowledge, if Miss Jasmine Stanley was just an overweight black yoga instructor, I wouldn't have said a word about her. I brought her up because she said yoga is racist and white supremacist. And then the stupid white liberal satanic culture rewarded her with a Gatorade commercial. If she was just an overweight sister doing yoga, I wouldn't have said shit about her. But she's up here causing racial division, bullshit, and making black women think, oh, now yoga's racist, so let me not even get in shape. That's the problem I have. Can you address that, OG? Please.
I'll let OG go first.
Again,
I'll let OG go first. Go ahead, OG.
Again, regardless of what she said, bro, she's out. Okay. Wait. You asked me this. God damn. See, this is your problem. You got that short man disease, bro.
You got it back.
I said I'm short, nigga.
I know you short. Nigga, you should be short in the city for making the sidewalk too close to your ass. You should be short in the city for making the sidewalk too close to your ass wherever you go at. That's how short you is. All right?
Ain't nobody worried about you, dog.
Ain't nobody worried about you. Can I get it in?
I'm the one. I'm actually the one people like to listen to, OG.
You know what? You the one like to scream at people, bro. That's why I'm screaming at your ass.
Let me mute both of y'all again real quick. All right, Nate, you're saving him from having to answer your question. Just let him go. Let him go. Kinda. Go ahead, OJ. Go ahead, OG.
This is as quietly as I can say. Regardless of what she's saying with her lip, regardless of what you might think she might be saying, and you might be totally right on that, but she's actually doing it. And if somebody who's watching her and saying, well, if it's white man or whatever, she's doing all these stretches and all that kind of stuff, I'm impressed with that. Smaller women can be impressed with it. There's some smaller women that's not as limber as that woman is. What I'm saying is, you can always look at something as being half empty or half full to determine how you want to look at it.
Hey,
No,
hey,
here's
hey,
the
Nate.
Can I
the
respond?
Hey, Nate.
problem. The
Hey,
problem.
Well,
go ahead, go ahead, B. Go ahead, B. Go ahead, B.
Pete,
Go ahead, B.
can I go? Or let's ask
Could-
Bernard. Bernard, who would you
Well,
like to go next?
No, I had you about to go next, but I gotta say real quick, the problem with that, OG, is that the fact that when she was in that damn Gatorade Fit commercial, they showed an actual in shape white woman, an actual in shape white man. When they came to cut the camera to the black woman, they showed a fat ass black woman doing a magical fat girl cartwheel headstand, basically saying you can't eat right and get in actual shape, but through black girl magic, you can do this goofy ass fat headstand shit. Like basically some unbelievable, unattainable shit. Like it was goofy as hell.
Can I answer that, Bernard? Can I answer that?
Wait. I wanna.
I know you want to get them in, but you just said something. You always play interference, and then you give it to somebody else, and I can't even answer your question. I can't even answer your question.
I told you how fucked up.
But I'm saying you made a statement, and I should be able to rebuke your statement, bro. That's what I'm saying. You throw that interference in, and then you let somebody else come in.
Okay, all right. Go ahead.
Okay, again,
answer my statement.
Okay, again, regardless of that, if you think that we as black people are not in some of the worstest health as a whole, not just black women. Wait. If you think we are not, so regardless of what again, I go back to my first statement I was telling you. Regardless of what they're saying, regardless of they put a little small, thin white woman or whatever, if she's out there being motivated and she's doing it, look how many other people that can help. And I'm pretty sure if you do that long enough, see, this is what y'all don't understand. Stretching itself can just be as good as exercise if you do it long enough.
That's a lie. Hey,
bro, I've been into martial. Bro, I can show you right now. I can show you 30 minutes of. I can show you 30 minutes of stretching right now. That nobody on that panel can do 30 minutes of it.
Who you talking to? Hey, B, let me get him. Let me get him. Because you can talk to everybody else, but you can't talk to me, bro.
Hold on.
Bro, I don't even know you. You're like a fart in the wind to me. I don't even know your ass. So number one, if you introduce yourself, maybe I would know you. But you know the ones who I was talking. I never mentioned your name and anything.
No, you said
I never. Wait. But they know who I'm talking. But you know what I'm saying? I don't know you. They know who I was talking to.
Okay, so let me tell you who I am. This is Marcus. This is Keep It 100. Hey, wait.
We can keep it 100.
No, wait, hold on. Wait,
go ahead.
OG. All right, I gotta mute you up, OG. All right, Marcus, go ahead and respond directly to his fitness statement about the stretching and the shit. Game Changer was next, but he touched on your expertise. I'll let you respond right to it. Go ahead.
All right, my bad, Game Changer. You said anybody on the panel? I'm on the panel. You said what we can and can't do. You could come at Nate. You can come at whoever else. But understand, aside from whatever my expertise is or my personal abilities is, I'm telling you that you categorically incorrect about what you said. Stretching is as good as exercise. No, because if you're holding a certain amount of body fat, you'll still be suffering from the same health disorders of somebody who's not stretching. So all that stretching, she could be running. She could be jumping. She could be biking. She could be losing that weight. All the stretching in the world ain't going to drop them pounds like Game Changer said earlier. Obese women can stretch. Slim women can stretch. So from a health perspective, you're wrong, bro. All right. Now, I'm not going to go long-winded about whatever my abilities are, because if you're going to throw any of the language that you threw at Nate or anybody else on this panel about what they can and can't do, bro, I got a super HD camera right here that'll blow your mind at any time as far as any physical activity that you want to talk about. I don't care if it's stretching, yoga, any of that stuff, because I've done the yoga thing, bro. So
okay.
Let me finish. I give you credit for being your age, able to do the things you do, but don't try to throw that at dudes as some sort of prerequisite for them having an opinion on how this woman should be taking care of herself. Because at the end of the day, women don't specify that, their men be able to do this, and this. We know what women look for when it comes to, what they looking for in mates. And what we're looking for in response to them is for them to look a certain way, to be in certain shape. So
why are you talking about the ones you don't want?
What are you talking about? They're the ones that say.
I'm just saying. Why are you talking about the ones you don't want?
Okay, so here's the answer. So then here's the answer. Because the ones we don't want are complaining about not being wanted and throwing shame on us because of our criteria. You can't say.
So a motherfucker call you.
No, bro.
I got you. I asked you a question, but you
I'm
already
not done. If I reject you on my criteria, you don't get to shame me for my criteria when you got criteria. You got criteria.
Again. Look again. If I see a fucking used car salesman with a bunch of regular ass cars, I'm not gonna spend my goddamn time talking about that regular ass car. I'm gonna give me that car. No. See, this is where that interference come in, Bernard. This is where the interference bullshit come in.
They throwing shade, bro. The rejects are throwing shade.
But I'm just saying, listen what I'm just saying, bro. Listen what I'm just saying. You got the used car salesman out there telling you, hey, look here, man, you don't need to buy no goddamn used car. You need to say new car. You need to buy a used car. He's out there throwing all kinds of shit, shade, everything, keeping you from buying a goddamn new car. I'm saying if you know what you want, just go get it and don't pay that shit no attention. How do we sit around? Why did we sit around and worry about what people are saying? That's what I'm saying.
All right, hold on. I had to mute both the OG. That is a just shut up argument. I just went through this with AC yesterday. That is your running interference for the problem. That's all that is. Basically, I don't like what y'all saying. I'm about to come up with some convoluted, contrived way to just get y'all to shut up and not say it. You're just basically just trying to defend somebody who you agree is a problem, and you're trying to defend them from trying to protect them from criticism. That's all that argument is.
No, it's not. That's the way you look at it, Bernard.
That argument
it's not
gonna fly over here.
Wait a minute, Bernard.
Whenever you do that, you're basically saying what y'all are saying is right. Just please stop saying it because it hurts my ears when y'all criticize fat black women.
Hey, but that's like Bernard, you saying that's just like you saying I worry about motherfucker tell me I need to live in the ghetto and I need to be hood to be black. If I hear motherfuckers saying some stupid shit like that, you know what I'm doing? I'm not gonna pay that motherfucker any attention. I'm gonna live where I need to live. This is what I'm saying. I ain't telling them to shut up. He can talk all he wants to.
In an individual conversation with an individual, that does make sense. But on media platforms, if people put bad ideas out there saying that, oh, you need to, in order to be really black, you got to live in the ghetto part of the ghetto.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
There's nothing wrong with black people also coming on media platforms and saying, hey, that's not true. There's other ways to live and still be black. You're basically saying, shut up and let this.
No, I'm not. What I'm saying is, why we give that so. What I'm saying is, if we know that ain't true, why we give that so much attention? That's what I'm saying. I ain't telling you to shut up. No, it's not. And I want to tell a brother what he was saying was completely wrong. What you do, brother, I tell you what, I can show you. I can take any obese woman and change her diet and put her in a stretch mode where she would never have to do any running or jogging because we already know there's going to be too much impact on her fucking knees. So what I'm trying to tell you, bro, listen to me. Can you listen to me? I've been into look.
I want to pass it to Game Changer.
I will, but now I just go say this 2 seconds. 2 seconds. All right. I've been into boxing ever since I was 9 years old. And I've been in martial arts for over 45 years old.
Your 2 seconds are over. All right.
Shut the fuck up, name changer. So number one, you don't even exist to me. You ain't never came up. You don't exist to me. You have all this criticism about our community
for the men.
However, all right. Game Changer, start over.
He won't even cam up.
Okay, hold on. Time out. Stop. Wait a minute. Game Changer, we couldn't hear what you were saying. I gotta get. Don't OG mute yourself. I'm gonna mute you, OG. Okay, stay muted. All right. Okay. Game Changer, go ahead and start from the beginning. Whatever you were saying, go.
Okay, thank you. I want everybody to notice that he has an extreme and an extraordinary physical standard for the men. You know, it's the men. Hey, why don't you cam up? Why don't you do push-ups? He never will ask a woman, how many miles can you run? And when he says that, oh, I love black people, you know, which is why I can't believe that you are berating and degrading her like this for her physical reasons. And she has other good qualities. Notice how he will never say that about little Big Nate. He called him short. He questioned his ability to do 15 push-ups, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The same tactic and technique he accused us of imposing on Black women, he imposes on Black men.
Right.
And then he says that I don't want to hurt Black people. I can't stand hurting Black people. Black men to boomers like this is not Black people. He don't see the men as people. He only have a hypersensitivity for women. Furthermore, there's the lies about the past. Oh, in the past, first of all, he just lied about Sir Mix-a-Lot, you know, when he was like, this is the type that Sir Mix-a-Lot was talking about. And then Bernard just shut him up when he showed the video of what Sir
I didn't do shit, bro. Get it
what
straight.
Sir Mix-a-Lot was actually talking about. They like to lie. They like to create this revisionist
Game changer. Tell the truth, bro.
They like to create this.
Tell the truth, bro. Tell the truth. That ain't what. You didn't shut me up.
I didn't interrupt you. Now, they like to tell this.
You don't exist. You don't cam up, bro. You don't exist. You talk all that shit about our community, and I don't know if you're a white man or a Black man. I don't know who the fuck you are.
All the time. So what if you don't know who I am? Fuck
you can be like one of these bitches out here who acting like they're a Black woman, but then they be a white woman. So I don't know what the fuck.
False history. He is using lies to create a fake world where
you ain't never came up. I don't know if you're a man or a woman. I really don't know.
In any society ever. He is trying to create that in Black society, and the boomers have been doing this for generations.
Again, I don't know if you're a man or a woman. I don't know if you're a man or a woman. When I close my eyes, I can't tell when.
They are the worst thing that has happened to when people say, what is the problem with the Black community? It's them. It's their fat loving ass, okay? It's their weed and tweed smoking ass. They have fucked up. When you look at the civil rights era and then you looked at what happened after that, the boomers happened after that. That's what happened. And they like to lie and say, oh no.
The boomers were the civil rights, you stupid ass idiot.
It was not like that.
The boomers was. When you know when the boomers started, bro? Do you know when the boomers started? You stupid ass idiot. Do you know when the boomers started? It didn't come afterward. It was there.
They are encouraging.
There was the one who was there.
Boomers do not have the balls to stand up to.
You don't have no balls, bro. You can't cam up. At least we went in front of the water hole. Your ass hide behind a goddamn chest piece. You hide behind a chest piece. I don't know if you're a man or a woman. I don't know what the fuck you are.
They do not know how to stand up.
I don't give a fuck about no bounty. These old weak ass, weak dick, butt hurt motherfuckers over here. I don't give a fuck about no bounty.
Weak dick?
Yeah. These weak motherfuckers, they talk about women so bad, you don't know if they want to be a woman.
And what happened now is they lost the respect of subsequent generations.
No, you lost respect when you want to cam up, bro. I don't know what the fuck you are.
Require men to do push-ups and pull-ups just to get a taste of basic-ass fat bitches. All the boomers have to offer.
When I close my eyes, you don't sound like no man.
All the boomers have to offer the future generation.
When I close my eyes, you don't sound like no man. Not no man I would want my sister to date. In the first place, look at the way you talk. You talk goofy. You talk goofy. You talk like you.
Legacy is that of civil rights. The boomers' legacy is cracking fat bitches. They have bought Sauron to the world, okay? They have brought a great evil onto society and into the Black community, and they like to lie and say it was always there. Just look at Sir Mix-a-Lot. In the 70s, they were always fat. They were never fat. They were never fat until the boomer took the foot off their neck and then tried to put it on the men's neck. No, nobody is falling for your shit. Nobody wants to hear your boomer babble. We're sick of what you have left the future generations with, and that is crack babies and fat bitches. It's sick. Nobody wants that. We have to, Gen X and every subsequent generation have been cleaning up the shit of boomers for far too long.
Facts.
For
this
far
is
too
facts.
long. And here we are on a panel trying to clean it up, and he's trying to shit on it some more. Talking about, why do you want to mess with why are you talking about what you don't want? And notice he didn't imply that to the fat bitch. Notice how at the end she was saying that, oh, I don't want a guy that dislikes fat women and Black women. So why in the fuck is she talking about it? I'm gonna tell you why she's talking about it, because she wants my dick and she's mad that she can't have it. She's mad that she can't have my long educated Black dick. And she's pissed off about it because it's the only chocolate that she can't have. The fat bitch. She wants to control, and she feels niggas like Jay Speed
convince her that all she has to say is blackity black, black, blackity black, black, blackity black. Now fuck me. And they will, because they stupid, and color TV fucked up the minds of an entire generation of niggas. Y'all just couldn't stand it. They invented that color TV and y'all just went the fuck off. Y'all just went off the fucking ledge and just allowed fat bitches to take over. God damn, we got all kind of HD and shit, and we not fucked up like you. Man, y'all just couldn't handle new technology, could you? You fucked up.
All right.
Real quick, the people saying in the chat there weren't no fat women in the 60s and 70s. Of course there were. That's BS. The thing is, the more we've moved into the future, I mean, we got all this stuff in the food, and it's made people bigger than they used to be. But to say that our culture has not been like this for a long time, that's nonsense. I don't know who to attribute this statement to, but they said if you gave a man a choice between clean water and dirty water, he'll take the clean water, right? And I think that at one point in time, you know, black women and black men were pretty much linked to each other by circumstances, and that's beginning to change. And now black men are starting to get clean water available to them, and they're choosing it. And you know, these women, and you know, like Nate said, the you know, the liberal agenda is to, and I say this is specific to black women because, again, no matter the designation of white people or white men, they choose they women a certain way. And I think that, you know, the media and you know, everybody is in, you know, in they basically catering and pandering to black women's desire to stay obese and to be obese to be accepted by pushing that narrative on them. If you look at fashion advertisements in these commercials, you don't really see that many fat white women or non-black women in these advertisers. You always see the obese black woman because they're catering to that. You don't see the obese white female pop singer or any of that. They usually use the black woman because that is the image that caters to black women, because it you know, it doesn't make them feel, you know, insecure. They cater into their sensibility.
Here's the thing, 100, right quick, if I may.
Yeah.
White society has always promoted the image of Mammy and the fat ass black bitch. Now, the primary reason of doing this is to not sexualize, so white women don't have to compete. If you're going to have a woman in the house, she, you know, cleaning up in a maid's uniform, make her be fat. So that was always the thinking behind Mammy. And then you have, you know, Hallie McDaniels, you had, you know, Nell Carter on Give Me a Break and stuff like that.
Right.
So, yeah, they always promoted that image. But black people promoted something else. When black men stated what they wanted, you know, back in the day, it was not the fat black bitch. We made it clear.
Right.
We made it clear. So there was white promotion of fat black women. And then there was the Sir Mix-a-Lot promotion of what an actual woman should like. You see, this is what men actually want. This is what black men actually want. Now, it was boomers like that tried to say, when they, okay, I'm gonna put it like this. And I know the boomers, God damn it, hold on.
If you
I know the boomers in the chat are gonna get pissed off when they hear this, but if you are going after the fat black woman, you are following white beauty standards. That's right. You are following the white beauty standards that they have made for black men. When your ass is going after Mammy is a white construct. That
I agree.
That shitless
I agree.
bitch, that is a white construct. You are following a white construct when you go after the fat ass bitch. And guess who put this fat ass bitch on the Gatorade commercial? White people. That is your dumb ass going after the white beauty standard. Okay, like,
But game
they
like fat black women because
your dick, and they telling you to put it into a fat bitch. Why they fucking your slim ones? You stupid.
Ooh, a game changer. Let me address a couple people in the chat.
Real quick.
They trying to use Adele. Adele was never used to promote body positivity. She's never. Knock it off.
A couple of things, gentlemen. Well, if I could.
Nobody said Adele is sexy.
A couple of things.
And she's small now. She
couple
lost
of
weight.
things. Hey, whoa. Couple of things. All right, first, white people are putting fat white women on the cover of Sports Illustrated.
Well, they are now.
They are starting to move fat, unattractive white women into the forefront of beauty. They're trying to, and a lot. It's largely just to accommodate black women in their madness, even more. But real quick, to not really push back, but to just add on to what Keeper 100 was saying. He said how black men are looking for the clean glass of water. Something we have to admit, black men would still prefer a clean glass of water from a black woman. That's what most black men want.
Right.
To find a clean glass of water from an attractive, feminine, cooperative, convivial, and submissive black woman who is feminine. But the problem is, I don't even know if there's a gallon of that water in our entire country, let alone enough to split it up between glasses amongst 20 million men.
I agree with you, Nate. So in other words, we're being forced in a way to leave our culture and our community to get clean water. We're on the same page, bro.
It also speaks to the brain drain. I've done 2 or 3 streams about this over the last couple of years. The brain drain in Black America is largely fed by the way our best and brightest black men are treated in the community, and the fact these men do not have access to our most attractive women, who are usually in the process of destroying themselves in their late teens and early 20s. And this is the fucking problem, and you're never gonna fix the community. I don't know how you take people from the community and fix the community with them. You can't. A community is made up of a bunch of individuals who share ideology, who share a desire for a quality community. They all have to work in a sense together, raising their children, mowing their lawns, taking care of their houses, so you can have a community. You can't take those people and go fix a community full of people who love dysfunction, fighting in the middle of the street, having babies at random, and 40-year-old men who drive around on 10-speed bikes all day looking to fucking case other people's houses to break into. You can't fix it.
You can't
fix a community from the outside. It can only be fixed by the people being sick of living that way. So please, the people in the community, don't worry about the people in the community. Don't worry about it.
Every place that I've lived in America that was majority white people, when I was outside running in the morning, I seen white women outside running in the morning.
Yes, sir. In my neighborhood,
when I go to the gym, I see white women in the gym getting it in if they're in the gym to be seen. One thing that I hardly saw, you already know what I'm gonna say before I say it, is black women outside running or in the gym doing more than messing with their cell phone. Okay. And again, I'm years doing this in the gym and out on the street running. I run every day. I run 3.5 hours every day to this day. I do not see what I'm talking about. The only time you really see black women out there like that is black women who are dealing with white guys. Let's keep it real. Black women who are with white men do what white women are doing fitness wise for the most part.
Exactly.
Okay. Black women tend to go get surgery to affect their aesthetic before they go and actually work out. And this is coming from a guy that has shot models for years and years and years and years and been around the adult entertainment industry and been around when my business was women for a very long time. So women in the chat or women that on the playback, you don't get to lie to me about this because I've been around it too long.
All right,
Again,
we're gonna finally go to Judge, but real quick, Captain Cisco in the building says, "Little Big Nate, do you watch Dave Ramsey's show? I'm pretty sure he is Republican, but he given some simp advice when asked about marriage." Little Big Nate, you watch Dave Ramsey? don't you?
I when I used to watch Fox more, I would watch.
Yeah.
I'm really
Yeah,
not
yeah,
even
Dave-
watching Fox, but you know,
Yeah, Dave Ramsey is that dude. Yeah,
it
I
very
like
could
him.
well be true. He's giving that advice. I'm just not familiar with the Captain Sisko.
Yeah, I don't care about whatever relationship or marriage. I mean, he don't really get into that. He just give financial advice and he splash a little bit of Christian stuff on top of it, but
Gotcha.
his financial and life advice as far as your money and all that is
Which is
pretty
solid.
Pretty
That
solid.
shit's
Yeah,
solid, yes.
yeah, very solid. Someone doing a building says, is it true that Lil Big Nate and OG are long lost cousins? I'm just gonna answer that for him and say no. The Kobe 42 in the building says black men's greatest superpower is indifference. We realize this culture is below average and we are not accepting this nonsense anymore. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. The Prophet of Thought series in the building says, I see my arch nemesis has taken over the grown man hour again. Yeah, I gave him a little run, dropped him down. He's still in the back. I might let him out the attic. I might let him out. F Holiday in the building says, I am Lily has a wonderful video on whale hygiene. Those whales know they smell. Okay, I'm thrown off by that one. How is OG on the panel without his theme music? I don't even know what his theme music is. I don't know. Let me know what you're talking about in the chat room. He says OG wants to win the argument instead of being accurate. Being the loudest in the room doesn't mean you won, my man. Absolutely, absolutely. And Freeman's Journal in the building says Adele lost weight to try to lock down a black man. White women putting in work, black women won't. All right. We're gonna.
So, LaShawn Jefferson
What?
said, why y'all yelling at folks survived World War II? That's not the boomers.
Yeah, that's the greatest generation.
Ass clown. Like, that's not the boomers.
Wow.
That's they were kids, if they were born at all at that time. What the hell?
Yeah, it's
I'm telling you, they be lying. They chronically lying to hide how fucked up their generation was.
No, man.
You see, when Keep It 100 talk about the white women who are jogging around the neighborhood, where's the old white boomers, male boomers that are saying, we want them fat. They always was like this. Where's that? Where's that happening at?
All right, Judge Zilla, go ahead. You got the floor. You got the mic.
So I guess I got maybe 5 points here real quick. Just you doing the last in first out here. So to what Keep It 100 was saying again, that's just an extension of she'll be submissive for her white boss, but she's not going to be submissive under your roof.
Right.
Right. That's just an extension of that situation. Previous to that, you also said, fat women have always existed. Yes, the ratio has been drastically changed, though. It used to be, it used to be 15%, 15% fat, obese. You know what I mean? About 15% super skinny, and then the other 70% were normal sized.
But our culture has always accepted it, though.
Yeah. You're right. To some extent.
Wait.
They knew that the fat girls had to be nicer and bring more to the table, but
Wait. Somebody said our culture has already accepted it. Accepted it?
I said that black culture has always been kinder to obesity than
more lenient to it. Yeah.
Okay. So there's a movie in the 70s called Little Sister's Revenge. And it talks about that. This is a blaxploitation movie. Basically a woman who was considered fat by 70 standards, who wouldn't be considered fat by today's standard, moved to Los Angeles from Mississippi. And no, they treated her like shit. There wasn't a time that it was accepted. We're only going off of what the media says. Look at your great grandmother's old black and white pictures and see how accepted it was then. Like
there was always a contingency of men that didn't accept it, but I'm talking about the macro.
No, I'm saying as a norm. Norm.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. As a norm.
Yeah, I mean, there's a contingency of white dudes that accept fat white women, but I'm just saying
there's a greater contingency of white men that do not than us, and that's the point that I'm making. Is there was always a group of white men and black men that would not date obese women, What I'm saying, and I don't know who else will disagree, that there has always been a larger amount of black men that have been kinder to overweight women than other. That's the point. I never made the argument. Hold on. I never made the argument that all black men were open to it. I'm saying our culture is a little bit more lenient and has been on bigger women than other cultures. And that's just facts. That's just facts.
Okay.
And so you can use any anecdotal situation that you want, but that won't change the greater argument.
Right. I'll put it like this. Like, where do they have, like, how can I say? You remember the First Friday and, Miss Janet Jackson, and they was like, never, ever, ever bring your ass over here. Or Shanae, or really just like tons of other stuff. They used to make fun of, what's her name on Moesha.
Okay. I get it.
At the same time, game changer.
What I'm saying is, not only was it in our lifetime, in recent history, was it okay? It was chronically done. It was chronically done. It was black man's greatest pastime, making fun of fat ass black chicks. White,
but at the same time, at the same time, you also have Posse. At the same time, you also had Posse, where Tiny Lister, who does he choose when it's time to choose up at the saloon with he chooses the big fat singing bitch.
No, true, but that was an obvious outlier.
There's numerous examples.
That was an obvious outlier by a guy who is.
No, there was more. Come on, man. I done made my argument.
Argument worth having, because what you're doing, keep it 100, is you are basically saying that there's hidden that we are more acceptable. So
that's not what I said. I think that you're misrepresenting. No, you're misrepresenting my argument. I said our culture, it being a matriarchal culture from start, okay, because they make the rules. We have always been a little bit more lenient of over. Not this again. I'm gonna make it clear again. Not to say that those examples you use don't exist. I'm talking about the greater culture in Black America has always comparably been more lenient on obese women than white men, Latino men, Asian men, whatever men you want to name. It's just always been that way.
If I
that's not to say that nothing that you're saying is not true. I can't be more clear than this, because you're going to return a response to me that says, well, this happened in this movie and this music. I'm saying what I'm saying. I'm being clear.
If I could chime in real quick, I really want to hear from Judge Zilla. I really do, because I love his commentary also. But after Judge Zilla, I don't know how much time Bernard has. I have a clip from a show on Madame Noir called Listen to Black Women. Played this on my show a couple of weeks ago. 3 black women are sitting there, and the title of the show is, should men stop commenting on how black women look or how women look? It's all about black men and black women.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know that the host of the show looks into the camera and screams, "We don't give a fuck what you think"? The host of the program looks into the camera at one point and says, "We don't give a fuck what you think." She's talking to black men. To piggyback off what Keep It 100 said, the problem is the culture, not just black men being lenient, the fact that so many black women, like this woman illustrated on Madame Noir, on a show called Listen to Black Women, said, "We don't give a fuck what you think." Now, depending on how much time Bernard has after, we hear from Brother Judge, I can play it if he wants me to. It's up there.
Nah. I mean, I know a clip. I know a clip you're talking about. I know the chicks you're talking about. I don't care.
Okay, cool. No,
I believe you.
I'll be done here. I'll be done here in less than 5 minutes.
I probably have played that on my channel before, actually, back in a little while back.
I'm also not alleging that big women were the standard, as Carlton Banks said.
No, of course not.
I'm not saying that either. It's just so much things that people are getting from what I'm saying that I'm not saying.
Normally when people say what you're saying right there, it's normally the hidden message in it is that we've always accepted it. We might as well accept it now. So just shut up complaining about it now. That's normally
Not at all.
It's not all column A. It's not all
Not at
column
all.
B. It's a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. Right.
Right.
There's
Right.
crossover. It's a Venn diagram. But I'll be done here in less than 5 minutes. The other aspect that I wanted to bring up, and he's not up on the panel, but I'll say it anyway. OG Speed laid out his own argument and defeated it in his own hypocrisy. In his used car salesman argument, right?
Right.
So he's coming up here because he's not ignoring what he doesn't want you guys to talk about, talking about what you guys don't like about what she's talking about.
Right.
What?
Right.
Oh, well, that you lost me with that one. What'd you say?
He's not following his own advice.
Right.
So if he doesn't like what you guys are saying, then he just goes on to the next channel that says what he likes. But he has to come
Game
up
Changer
here.
pointed that out.
Yeah, this is like that. So I'm sorry if he did. I'm sorry, I didn't hear it. I apologize. And the last thing is, can somebody explain to me how?
Jesus Christ, that comment.
How a flexibility exercise that originates in India is racist against American black women.
It doesn't have to make sense, Judge.
Yeah, I can express that. Basically, when talking about or dealing with black women, you can only say positive things. Everything else is racism, or everything else is sexism, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. If you're not saying something positive, about black women, it has to be a ism attached to it.
So let me add this real quick.
And real quick, I'll address this because Game Changer never defends himself properly on this, but I'll do it. I've seen Game Changer, and it's like at least 12 people in this space that got channels and whatnot that have actually seen him. All right, we've confirmed he's OGJ Speed. He's black and male. That's been confirmed. All right, so chill with that. When he's not hiding how he looks, he's hiding his identity.
Anonymity. Yes.
Yeah. We've seen him.
So right. it can be postulated, right? The argument can be postulated that from what we understand, this yoga form of exercise can be postulated to have possibly originated in Africa. Like they do with Kung Fu and right? They say it made its rounds and then got to there, and so it can be postulated that the original position of this is actually African, and it's racist against African American women.
Which, again, like I said, Judge, if she was simply an overweight black woman doing yoga, I would have not brought her up. The only reason I brought this woman up is because she made national news. She didn't make national news for being an overweight black woman that does yoga. She made national news for saying yoga is racist and white supremacist. And then she got rewarded with a Gatorade commercial.
Right.
He couldn't address that because he said, well, that don't matter. Her saying that don't matter. It does matter because that's the basis for my criticism of her.
Right.
All right. And man in the building says, I think he means OG wants to save the community by himself, and he will be alone. You boys are done, even in the South. I don't quite understand what you're trying to say. You look like you left out a word or two or something, but thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. I generally understand it.
Y'all know
the last thing I got, gentlemen. Right. The last thing I got is we all basically understand the concept, right? This is not new science. That to lose weight, you must induce a calorie deficit.
Right.
So if you're going to exercise, with the intention of getting down to a healthy weight and body size, then you must induce calorie deficit. If you are going to continue to go to yoga class and then go directly across the parking lot to the Krispy Kreme donuts and purchase a dozen or two Krispy Kreme donuts and throw them down your throat, well, you may have to do something that is more intensive than stretching.
Right, because it doesn't burn that many calories. That's a fact. You can look up. Google is your friend. Hey, did you know that dating apps were racist too?
Yes.
Yes.
Well,
Did you know that
obviously,
they were racist?
obviously, they're coded by Indians.
and we'll also Biden's $10,000 in forgiveness of student loan debt is racist because it's not giving black women more money. Yeah.
Bernard, could you share the screen for me, please?
What's going on here?
So this is from the movie Black Sisters Revenge. Took place in 1974.
Black Sisters Revenge.
This woman right here in the white is what they called fat in 1974.
Seriously?
Yes.
In 1974, they dedicated this entire movie to her being such a fat ass bitch by 1974 standards, how she was mistreated by guys like this one right here, who's the Pookie Ray Ray of the time. And she wasn't embraced by women like this, who are her cousins. They're in the background. So
yeah, play ball. We got to see her stand up.
This is the cousin in the background. So
this is basically the starting point of fat.
Just push play. I want to see it get to her stand up.
Oh no, she's gonna stand up. She's about to stand up. Hold up.
Yeah, just play it. So
you want the volume too?
No, no. Are you playing it in slow motion?
Regular speed.
Oh,
so yeah, she's about to stand up right now.
The capture's not great. Yeah.
So yeah, and she's a kung fu bitch.
Oh damn!
That's fat. Wow.
That was fat.
Well, that's the beginning of fat. Yes. That's right. So
that
fat has a spectrum.
Big as
fat,
a woman
fat,
possibly.
Like
this doesn't debunk my argument.
All the way
though.
up to Nell Carter.
That's cool. Yeah, I believed you about the movie, but it doesn't debunk what I said.
I'm not arguing with you, brother. I'm just saying that, from what I understand in the time before I was born, this is more argument against Jay Speed, where he was saying that black women were fat in the 70s. But no, this basically
by fat, this is what they meant.
Well, let me also add that the women that appeared in the Sir Mix-a-Lot video were not chosen. Wasn't.
Oh shit! My bad. Oh, go. What did you say? My name's they can drop you down. What did you say?
Who, me?
Yeah, the women that was chosen in the Sir Mix-a-Lot video. What about them?
Mix-a-Lot did not want those women. Mix-a-Lot wanted women that more resembled what Luke 2 Live Crew uses in the video, and they pushed those women back, and they kind of put the women that's in the video. They put those women in the video. That wasn't his choice. I just want to throw that in there because those women are more fit than a 2 Live Crew dancer. We know what Luke's dancers look like, right? So I just wanted to point that out. I wanted to say it earlier, but I'm gonna say it now. But yeah, he didn't choose those girls, so it's not. I just wanted to point that out, make that point.
Oh, okay. And one thing I want to circle it back to before we get the hell out of here. Well, Ancient Man, okay, you were saying I meant to say young. Okay, I got you with this when you're saying the young boys are done even in the South. Okay, don't get in Nuruddin territory talking about how the young boys are done. He just I'm sorry. Anyway,
Tennessee, Mississippi brothers are woo.
But anyway, somebody had posted something. I should have started, but he had said the boomers are from I think 1946 to 1964. That means civil rights movement in
ended like in 65.
Yes, it's 1965. So that means there was no doubt some young soldiers on the front line in their late teens, perhaps a 20-year-old from between 20 to 16. It was definitely some of them, but the bulk of the civil rights movement that was you gotta call it, that was the greatest generation.
But again,
World War II, I mean, ended when they were born.
Right, but that's the thing is cats like OG. Include the ability. the ability to buy and wear PF flyers is civil rights. You know,
I'm saying the boomers can't claim the civil rights movement as strong as they do. We did the math and found out that OGJ Speed was like 7 in 1965, but he says, we was out there getting hosed down. Like, dude.
Exactly.
No, you weren't.
Well, everything is made up, and furthermore, like, could you share the screen?
Oh man, you just screen share. Okay, make it quick because I gotta go. I'm trying to roll.
Oh yeah, no. This is 2 Live Crew. This is a Luke dancer.
Yeah, she looks pretty fit to me.
That's one of them. Okay, you want to make this argument? Hey, bro, do you want me to Google? Because there's Luke dances out there that look like Cherokee Triple X.
I wasn't really
so then, so then don't use an anecdotal.
But
there's another one.
I'm saying go ahead and Google it. What I'm saying is I don't know Luke. You may be right. However,
because you might be younger than us. Because I'm
no, he's 40.
Right. No, but here's the argument. There is a spectrum. We'll give the spectrum, but that spectrum does not include Nell Carter or Lizzo.
No, but Nell Carter's from the 80s.
Right.
Y'all are closer to
not the women that are in Ludacris videos, right?
No, I definitely listen. Ain't nobody except Redman using girls that big to push them as models in their video. Again, my point is being exaggerated, where I'm saying we have always been kinder to obese women. It doesn't mean that we put them up front. And I think I ain't gonna say you guys, but I think that my point that I'm making is being exaggerated a little bit. As if I'm saying, like black men put Lizzos up front, and it's been that way. And that's why I said Cool Kamasi. Yeah, I know it was a joke. That's why I pulled it up. But y'all twisting what I'm saying. Forget about it. I know it was a joke. Yeah, y'all twisting what I'm saying, bro. I'm saying our culture has always been
that went after Melissa McCarthy, right? They've been busting her down, right?
You said what now?
I said all those white celebrity men that have been busting down Melissa McCarthy, right? All of like. She was a hot commodity, wasn't she? Like she was getting all the top flight A-list male celebrities knocking at her door.
I'm saying that is what I'm saying, alluding to that.
It's hyperbole.
Oh, I got you. Nah, I'm getting a little defensive because again, my point is being twisted as if I'm saying obese or overweight women have been at the forefront of our sex image of Black women. And I never said that. I've said that our culture has been kinder in comparison to other cultures to overweight women. And
I also think Black women are naturally heavier than all other women. They just are. I don't want to get into some hotep talk about who was the first man, but I believe that they're the first women. All other women came from them. I would imagine that's the case. I mean, Black women are just naturally heavier. They have larger hips, breasts. They're naturally heavier, but they've taken this and just run all into hell with it. They put it through a wood chipper. That's the problem.
So, I'll say this, Nate. You not long ago said that they're trying to push overweight white women lately.
Yes.
What I'm going to say is this, and this is just to add to the point that I'm already making, right? White men for years in their media and everywhere have made no bones about not liking overweight women.
Absolutely.
Right? Okay, so you can show me the one movie where they made fun of the supposedly overweight Black chick, but I can point to too many examples. Married with Children being a huge one.
Yep.
Okay, that they made no bones about. They don't like overweight women. They don't. True. You talking about the woman that was in that movie that she was supposed to be fat? Look at us, like, oh my God, that's what they considered fat. You know what they consider fat on the white side. Anything above 110, 120 is fat to them. Their culture has always been hypersensitive about, to the point where their women have eating disorders, bulimia, anorexia. How many bulimic and anorexic black women you know?
None.
I'll wait.
All right, so
okay.
So like Bernard said, this is an unnecessary argument.
No, it's true. I just wanted to push that because we started talking about something else, and you pulled up the movie with the supposedly fat black chick. I'm just saying.
Your statement is relative to white men. Black men have had more.
That's always been my statement. I said compare.
Let me finish.
Okay.
Let me finish.
All right.
That's your statement. I never went against that statement. However, when I bring up something from 1974 to rebuke OG's statement of black men have always preferred big women, you come in to defend your statement. That clip from Little Sisters Revenge had nothing to do with where white men's standards were. Basically, my argument is black men's standards in the 70s versus black men's standards today. Mm-hmm. You were countering an argument to protect that argument that I never went against. And you did that.
No, you did.
Almost everything I showed.
No, you don't say that you didn't go against it.
Last point. But the last point I had. The Sports Illustrated and the mannequins and that is less. I believe that is less to do with trying to program for acceptance than it is for them opening their market out for literally consumerism, right? Like workout clothes aren't just for people who are in shape anymore, right? Yeah. They're trying to get their stuff out there to sell as much of their stuff as possible.
No, that's them just accepting y'all fat. We know you ain't gonna lose weight. Let us just sell y'all some shit.
Exactly.
Right.
You said, but yeah,
Lane Bryant.
Yeah. Oh man. January man in the building with the $5 super chat says, "Great show, Bernard. Oh, and the Lakers lost. Yeah, they sorry asses lost, man. It is what it is. It is what it is."
What's that fat white model with the black boyfriend everybody was talking about a couple of years ago? She has like brown hair.
Oh,
everybody was talking about her. She likes black guys. Overweight white model, whatever woman, but she supposedly
I couldn't tell you.
Do you know who I'm talking about? I know Judge.
I know who you're talking about.
I can't remember her name.
When you say overweight, you're being kind.
Yeah, she's heavy, but she's not super sloppy heavy. She's super sloppy in white America, but not in black America. I'll try and find her out. My apologies.
The one I'm thinking about is super sloppy, but they paying her millions to be super sloppy.
It might be the same one then. My bad.
All right, y'all. We at the 4-hour mark pretty much. So we about to wrap this bad boy up. Shout out to everybody who supported the stream. Appreciate each and every one of you. Shout out to Jay Freeman Blackman, dropped a $50 super chat on it. Shout out to Mr. C with a $20 to put that $20 cash app on it earlier. Everybody who hit the cash app, always be forgetting to shout y'all out. Shout out to Mr. C and Marlon B. January man. Shit, I can't name everybody, but shout out, y'all know. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Everybody
Tess
who likes
Holiday is the name. I'm sorry.
Tess Holiday.
Tess Holiday. That was her. Yes.
Everybody like, share, subscribe, did anything to support the stream. Appreciate each and every one of y'all. And thank you, Hood Servative, you know you had to leave early. And thank you, OG. And nope, I didn't let you back up. I'm sorry. But we gotta get the hell up out of here. We out of here. Peace. We gone.
Peace.